I'm good. Welcome to the Good Talk, our recap and Q&A show where we go over the game we just played and answer your questions. And this was game 1 of the Titanathon.
Woo!
And it was debut day of the Black Templars. We've got the new special edition Codex here. We've got the kind of box set here, which just went on pre-order.
That's right.
It's got some cool stuff in it. It's got the new Emperor's Champion, which is kind of a badass model.
It's
and that
so cool.
The new Captain or Marshal, I guess they're called, is super rad as well.
I'm really loving that armor on him. It's cool.
Yeah, but what a game we played. This was probably the first time I've been tabled on turn 4 in recent memory.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time ever.
It's maybe ever.
Oof. It was brutal.
It was grim.
Yeah.
It was pretty rough. In you know, looking at it, it was clearly the Plague Burst crawlers did all the work.
They did all the work, 100%.
And you know, the flesh mowers were excellent.
They were great.
But the problem is I was just running out of things to kill them. And they were running around in 1 wounds, 2 wounds, picking up whole units.
Right.
Which it's cool if they do that once. It's not cool when each one does it twice.
Yeah, it's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but when I was, running out of things, is the Plague Burst crawlers just ensure that, you're staging a unit to keep it safe. It's just going down, right?
Yeah, you just have that threat on you all the time. It puts a clock on you.
Yeah.
And because of the threat of all those drones and the Demon Prince and everything, it kind of lets those Plague Burst crawlers also advance up.
Totally.
Kind of unharassed, and they were even eventually getting line of sight around some of the obscuring.
Yeah, because they were pushing around. And truth is, you could have pushed them much harder if you wanted to. I never really had the tools to deal with them.
No,
and that's what's all about for Plague Burst crawlers is normally if someone has good guns, you can hide them until those guns are gone.
Yeah.
Or you could come out and do the standoff where you're going to be tougher than they are.
Exactly.
And when they're backfield, someone has to get through the Death Guard, upfield stuff to get to them.
Yeah.
They're really hard to kill. And not only they were the most expensive thing, so you could use to the last for your 15 points.
So good.
And so not only were they killing everything, but they were guaranteeing you 15 points.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. So the Plague Burst crawlers were kind of a little too much, I think, for the Templars in this particular match. They just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, it was just too much, even despite the invulnerable saves. But we did get to see that at least. We saw you took the vow where you get the invuln save.
Yeah.
You cannot be wounded on better than a 3, which is cool.
Yeah. Which that mattered.
It mattered.
It was at least it was over 10 plus wounds throughout the game.
No, it was good. It was good, honestly. So that was cool to see.
And if you were more of a combat, like if you were a Terminator based, you'd be winning me on 2s throughout.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I think it's pretty good.
It's really interesting.
It's not too bad. And the losing of cover in this particular matchup wouldn't have. I lost the dense, which actually could have accounted for a bit.
The dense was bigger, yeah.
The light cover, I would have been visible to be there in light cover. So as soon as I touched that, the entropies are coming at me and things like that. So it was not that big of a trade-off.
Yeah, that's very well said. I think the thing that hurt you more in regards to the vows was actually the secondary. Because once we actually dug into it, it's pretty harsh.
I skimmed it quickly before the game and misread it, and we quickly fixed it at the start of the game, and it's a really hard secondary to do. I have to kill more in combat every round than the opponent kills me at all. And I had a bunch of kind of 5-man squads. And your army was fairly, we had this roughly the same number of units.
Sure, yeah.
But the Plague Burst crawlers ensuring that they could always get that last wound and things like that.
Exactly.
It's pretty tough.
I can't believe that you have to do it in combat and your opponent can do it with anything. Because I think
when you look at like Admech, where it's like if I kill more infantry than you kill vehicles, that's such an asymmetric.
I think even orcs have you kill more in melee than they kill in melee, excluding grots. Like if they kill your grots, it doesn't count.
But that's melee and melee.
That's what I'm
Whereas
saying.
even Thousand Sons have it in psychic and psychic.
Kill more
but that one's ridiculous, though.
But it's excellent. That's what I'm trying to say.
That one's ridiculous.
But this one makes no sense. Like, are there any secondaries that you think are interesting from this book? Well, let's not say interesting. Let's say good, competitive. Like they're thematic, but are they? Do you see yourself taking any of these now that you understand them better?
No, I don't. I don't love the secondaries in this book.
Yeah.
I don't think they're particularly exciting. That said, you still have the Space Marine secondaries like Oath.
Yeah. Probably going to be leaning on those still.
You'll be leaning on Oath, right? And Oath is in the same category as the one I just took, the vow.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you're not really. They're both in the No Mercy. The other one's not so exciting. The other one is kind of like the the challenge thing we've seen so many times, where I pick a character, you pick a character, and you have to go for that. That relies on your.
What are the 3 conditions, Brian? Let me hear it.
We should have done it back-to-back shows.
What are the 3 conditions?
Well, I get 5 points if the model was killed that accepted the challenge.
Yeah, great.
5 points if it was destroyed from a melee attack.
Okay.
Not bad. And then if the model was destroyed as a result of the melee attack by the person who issued the challenge.
So this is Blade of Sanguinius.
Well, several. Even I think the Space Wolves have a similar thing as well.
Yeah, but we don't talk about them.
That's true. But so it's the same sort of idea. It's really challenging. Yeah, very, very challenging.
It's so tough to make work.
If you had characters that were like super fast and could strike to their heart, maybe. But
Right.
But you're too late.
Yeah.
that's right.
What I do like about this book is the independence that your units have. The invulnerable save was great. I even had the moment where I was like, oh, Outriders are in the open. There's no librarian next to them. And I was like, oh, no.
They were actually durable.
They have 5 plus invuln. You gave them Feel No Pain, which was something they always had. But then also, you can also turn on OBSEC, start your command phase, which is an amazing ability.
Yeah.
And that
It's a
gives
good
you that.
strat.
It's probably
other
the best strat
independence.
in the book.
Yes, 100%. And that's a new one.
They did take away, the devout push, the ability to push into combat.
Yep.
You still can use it for some movement
That was
shenanigans.
dumb.
Whatever. It was weird, and it did violate the rest of the game.
Very gimmicky.
Maybe,
Yeah.
To me, I think it's totally
cool.
reasonable. I just wouldn't have called it a pylon so that you couldn't stack it with the chaplain buff. And as soon as you do that and it's just 3 inches, I think it's a cool trick. And you telegraph it a million miles away.
Yeah.
Like it's clear that it's about to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's not better than an advance in charge.
No,
really.
I just don't like it.
I hear you.
It felt very gamey.
Sure.
It just wasn't, there's no situation where you're like, oh yeah, that's normal.
Yeah.
This seems all right. It's fine.
Yeah. I would have liked for them to have worked it in some way.
I think it was a unique ability this army
Yeah,
had,
exactly.
which gave them play. They also got rid of the advance and charge strat.
That to me is the
That's
biggest.
a
That
big-
one's tough.
That's a big blow.
So I would have loved to see them keep that. In this case, they're less of a combat faction. They're more of a somewhat toolboxy faction where they have OBSEC and denies and weird abilities to get back into transports and things like that. So they're much more of a toolboxy faction, I think.
I agree. In this matchup, I know it didn't go well for you, but do you have an MVP that you would pick out?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I tried a number of different things. One of them was the Vanguard vet with the Ignore AP 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It actually meant he wasn't worth being a target for you.
Exactly.
Which was kind of cool. And you could put that on a Blade Guard as well. Right?
Oh, why?
And
Why do they let
And then
do
you
that?
res him.
yeah, so you can definitely do that.
No.
And then you resurrect him with an apothecary. I think
So
something like
good.
that could be exceptionally good.
Gosh.
I don't feel good.
And if you didn't have the vow that lost you cover, you could even have a 1-up that's unrendable.
Well, I should
it actually doesn't matter
also
that
I should also
much. Never
specify
mind.
that Blade Guards are 3 wounds, right?
Yeah.
I can give him the strat that gives him the +1 wound. So he's a 4 wound dude, ignoring AP 1 and 2 and then resible.
Jeez.
So
So good.
no,
That's a really cool combo.
I don't like this.
That's nasty.
yeah.
That's very, very interesting.
that'll see play for sure.
Yeah, I think that will. I didn't do it here today because I wasn't trying to tournament list this or anything.
Sure, yeah.
But I think those kinds of things are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Those upgrades for the squads are part of the unique flavor of the book.
Right.
So I think that's interesting.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, like you said, it would have been so risky for me to shoot at them at any point. I only shot at them when I had no other target. And that was great. Whether or not, the math was in their favor, but whether or not it was, the fact that it makes it unreliable for your opponent is interesting and useful, and this game was huge.
I thought the chaplains were amazing. Giving a unit a 5-up Feel No Pain, that's no joke.
Yeah.
Giving a unit +1 attack, amazing.
Yeah.
6s do mortals in addition, amazing. These litanies are spectacular.
They're awesome.
And again, you take a big unit of Blade Guard,
Yeah.
you make them ignoring AP, a 5-up Feel No Pain,
Yeah.
they're OBSEC, they're doing mortals, they're invincible, and they're
Yeah.
a big problem you got to deal with.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty cool. One thing I will say is I was very, very, very excited for these new Sword Brethren,
Yeah.
but the way that the weapons work out, I have a tough time choosing them over Blade Guard, because the thing is, they're similar to Blade Guard in the sense that they're, Primaris dudes,
Dudes with swords.
but they're only 2 wounds.
Oh.
And cool, they have swords, but their swords are, power swords.
Yeah.
So they're nothing.
They're not
2 damage.
They're not relic. Okay.
No, they're not 2 damage, and they don't have the shields, right? So they have no invulnerable save and no 2-up save. Now, what's a blade guard cost? Like 35 or something?
I think.
Yeah, these guys are 22.
Well, that's good.
So you can spam them.
Cheapo.
They're cheaper.
They're not troops, though, are they?
They're not troops. Obviously, I can give out OPSEC. And the thing is, they don't suffer the passion. That's the only special rule they have. And it's like, that's not quite enough for me.
You get cover, okay.
Yeah. Well,
also, why? These are the most passionate people. Why do they not have the passion?
They keep a lid on it.
Yeah.
They keep a lid on it.
Yeah.
It's a guilty pleasure of theirs.
They just go like flagellate themselves.
Sometimes I'll take cover.
Yeah, I think, and I also think, they really needed to allow you to take all the same weapons.
Yeah.
So the idea, like if you have a 5-man squad, only 1 can take a Thunderhammer, 2 can take Lightning Claws, 1 can take an Axe, 1 can take a Maul, and 1 can take a Plasma Pistol. And 2 of them can take Pyre Pistols. So
it's just what's in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like going back
That's
to this,
unfortunate.
what's in the box way.
Which I understand when it's not a brand new dang kit.
Right.
When it's a new kit and they have an opportunity to design around that, I think that's a big miss.
So that part I'm a little disappointed about personally. I really would have rather seen them that way. And of course, you pay quite a bit for these extra weapons. So if I give them 2 Lightning Claws, it's 6 additional points. So they go from 22 to 28, which is a lot of points for 2 Lightning Claws on these guys. And a Vanguard veteran is less with 2 Lightning Claws.
So at least very similar.
And he's got the jump pack.
Yeah.
And so and of course this isn't a complete squad, right? And so that's tough. The Thunderhammer's 12 points, like 3 attacks, 12 points, like So this is a bit of a miss.
Yeah.
Real opportunity to make this squad great.
Yeah.
They didn't nail it.
That's a bummer. Yeah, because we've been also kind of discussing what you want to add to your Black Templars collection.
I wanted to get a full 30 of these.
You did, yeah.
And now I was thinking like maybe I'll get more Blade Guard or maybe I'll get these, but
That's what I was saying.
honestly, now seeing how these settled out, I think I'm gonna do more of the Blade Guard. I might use bits from this kit to make cooler Blade Guard.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I'm
totally.
happy the kit exists. I'm gonna cut it up and make cooler Blade Guard, but that's basically where I'm gonna go. And I will get the Crusader squads. They're troop squads. They can be 20 mans,
Oh, that's funny.
right?
Okay. So
and then
you give them
5 of Feel No Pain and Invul, like,
no pain,
oh my, now and they're all Primaris. They're all,
Why can you have 20 of them?
That's always been kind of their thing.
yeah, because you can have 11 Initiates,
Yeah.
8 Neophytes, and then 1 Sword Brethren.
+1 attack on the whole squad.
+1, so they all have their 2 attack base. The Sword Brethren Sergeant has
That's
3.
fun.
The Neophytes are only a 4-up save though.
Yeah.
So it's a mixed
They're still
save.
never mind.
Because they're basically scouts, right?
They went to the trouble of making Primaris-sized scout armor.
Yeah,
Yeah. They're just hazing these guys, I'm telling you.
I know.
They shave like the top of their heads and then they're like, if you want to be in the club, you got to do this.
Yeah, I'm interested in it.
I think it's interesting, yeah.
It's for every 10, you can have 2 Pyroblasters. It's like
It's going to be so unwieldy on the table.
I want so many more. Yeah, it's so many different weapons.
Yeah.
And
Also, just 20 models you got to move around.
32 models, 32 millimeters.
It's so fast.
yeah, but with a 5-0 Feel No Pain, it's a tough squad.
It's
I
fun.
have on 5 Feel No, it's just like
It's unique to this army, right?
I don't care if it's good or not. I don't want to deal with it. Like,
Yeah, so
that's
16
the way I
points for a
play.
Neophyte and 19 points for the other guys, for the like normal Space Marines, the Initiates.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm very.
there's a
not
strat to make the shotguns go to 2 damage.
Do they have AP?
No,
Oh.
they're assault
They're
weapons.
Space Marine shotguns. Like they don't,
Yeah,
Yeah,
So-
I was hoping there'd be like a Primaris. Like to be
They're
better
like
for the
501,
Primaris.
right?
that's the strat. The strat is the Primaris.
Oh, what?
You know,
They're 501, right? The shotguns.
they're strength 4.
If you're
No
in half
special
range,
rules.
you need
They're
to-
no
not
special
even
rules. They
don't have that?
501.
No,
What?
yeah,
What?
they should have like a DACA rule. When you're closer, they get more shots.
Yeah, more
They
DACA.
kind of
one more
deserve
shot.
it.
Well, shotguns are normally and when you're half range, you're +1 strength.
Correct.
Yeah.
Throughout the
whole
game,
idea.
that's pretty much the idea.
Yeah.
And the Pyroblasters are 10 points for just a flamer. Like,
And they have flamer with AP.
who cares? I don't care. It's not worth it.
That's too expensive.
For a heavy flamer, 10 points would be interesting. But 10 points for a regular
For the
flamer?
one more strength.
Yeah,
one more
one more
That's
strength.
what gets you going. Strength 5 flamers.
Yeah.
Not even strength
I think
6.
he'll play at that point.
Not even strength 6. Because we're seeing a lot of strength 6 flamers in the game now.
No, leave those for the Custodes.
Are we?
No, we're not.
Sisters, Custodes, Admech.
Sisters flamers are not strength 6.
You get them strength 6.
With the strat, sure.
Yeah. The only time you ever see the flavor.
Now we're talking.
We should assume these shotguns are 2 damage, in which case they're great.
Are they though? 402?
402?
Is that good?
Let's account 1, because you're going to be in the tactical doctrine for at least a couple
Okay.
turns.
Yeah, if we're going to give all the
How many shots do they have?
2.
2 shots, assault 2.
And they're free.
Yeah, and I can advance and shoot with no penalty on a
And they're
strat.
on initiates. So you have 10 in a squad.
Yeah, fine.
It's okay.
Like when all the things come together, they're playable.
Right. But the difference is like the Sister's Strength 6 Flamer, when everything comes together, it's godly. It shines down a ray of light from the heavens and removes a unit.
Yeah, that's like their thing.
Right.
Yeah. That's supposed to be, I think, these guys think.
But this is like the stars align and the unit performs about average.
No, I agree. I was just contesting your point about Strength 6 Flamers flying around everywhere.
In the meta, there's a lot of Strength 6 Flamers.
There's enough, certainly.
Sure.
I'm excited to pick up Hellbrick, though. The model's really cool.
And Grimaldus.
Grimaldus is really cool, too. So really, really interesting stuff here.
And the cleaning servitor, too.
The cleanings, naturally. We got to get an army of cleaning servitors.
Did you see someone made a gif of him, and he's cleaning mouth hands?
No.
Yeah, that was before this game, actually.
I've seen
Fantastic.
It's amazing.
I am still very excited for the army. I still have to kind of digest it and see. It's definitely changed from what made it strong before.
Yeah.
And got to really digest the toolbox and see what's good. But I'm excited. Hellbrick, 6 attacks at flat 3 damage, no minus to hit. That could be scary.
Fun, yeah.
And obviously, I got my sergeant at like 5 attacks at flat 3. My sergeant was basically Hellbrick.
Did work. Yeah.
Yeah, hitting on 2s. Same AP, same strength.
Sergeant was basically Hellbrick.
He was.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I'm into it.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. Well, should we take some questions?
Well, don't close that book too quick, Brian. Because the first question, thank you, Monobrow Guy. Greetings from New Zealand Titans.
Greetings.
You guys are keeping me sane during another lockdown. Joined for the content, stayed for the mustache.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah, same.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we really appreciate everyone who's joining during the Titanathon. It's really goes a long way, helps us really grow the channel. So if you haven't already, hit that join button. Become a member. It really helps us out a lot.
Really, it's what it lets us do what we do now, and it's going to let us continue to do stuff, expand.
Well, we have some huge plans,
we have
but it's really only possible if we grow a little bit.
Honestly,
so,
yeah, exactly. So that would be very, very helpful, and thank you so much.
All right, Brian, get that book open again. Thank you, Face Day Dreamer. Can you read the vows out loud?
Yeah.
I think you blah, blah, blah a few details.
Must have been earlier on.
Yeah, so by the way, if you do have questions about the book, we've got it here. So I'm happy to take a look and get the specifics for you. Okay, so there are several vows here. There's 4 of them. And you basically choose them after you read the mission briefing step.
Yeah.
So very early on. And
once you know your mission.
Yeah, exactly. And then you basically pick one and all units get it. And each vow provides blah, 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 essential abilities.
That's what you wanted, right?
I'm not reading that part. So there's 4 vows. The first one, suffer not the unclean to live. This is the main benefit you get from it. Each time a model in this unit makes a melee attack against a non-vehicle unit, an unmodified hit roll of 6 automatically wounds.
Non-vehicle unit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's when you need it. But anyways, it's it's pretty good though. I'm okay with it.
It's fine.
Yeah. It really helped. Like you want to tech into like chainswords and stuff like that. You can do some work with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the passion here is each time a unit is selected to charge, the closest enemy non-aircraft unit that is within 12 and not within engagement range of any other Templars units must be declared as a target.
Not an engagement. So if they're already engaged, so you make one charge, you don't have to charge them anymore.
True. And if you wanted to charge someone else, you still could. You just also have to make these guys your target as well.
Right.
So it's a very rough passion.
So you have to sequence your charges in a weird way.
This requires your opponent to understand your passion and use it against you. If they didn't, you could probably plan for it, okay?
Yeah.
But if your opponent knew what they were doing, they could fly a bloat drone and be like, ha ha ha.
Like, come to me, my business.
Yeah.
I think really that's just good general advice. Understand your opponent's passion and use it against
That's right. The next one, Behold, this is the one I played with. Models in this unit have a 5-up invulnerable save. Excellent. And you can tech into this by taking things that don't have invulns. Half my army already had a 4 or 5 up, but I was happy to have the other half.
This is my favorite one.
And each time an attack is made against this unit, unmodified wound roll of 1 or 2 for that attack fails, irrespective of any abilities that they may have. So pretty solid. Save me a few wounds.
Why does the best one have 2 parts?
And they're both great.
Yeah, and
like
so
each
the
of those is
passion here,
better than all the rest.
and the passion's not too bad. It's any time an enemy model makes an attack against this unit, it doesn't get the benefits of cover. So that means no light cover, no heavy cover, no dense cover. So that's kind of rough, but it's okay.
You can play around it.
Abhor the Witch, destroy the Witch is the next one. Once per battle in your first movement phase, if there are enemy Psyker units in your opponent's army, then you can add 3 inches to the move characteristics of all your models. And next, each time you make an attack, a melee attack against a Psyker, reroll wound rolls of 1. It's like pretty interesting against like an all Thousand Sons of Grey Knight army, where you're rerolling ones across the board. And then while an enemy unit or Psyker, is within 18 inches, you can't perform any actions.
That's the downside.
That's the downside, and that doesn't have to be too bad if you don't want to do any actions.
Again, this is why it matters that you pick it after you see your mission.
Yeah.
You can say, okay,
your
well, I'm not going to
opponent.
banners, I'm not going to rod, and your
Totally.
opponent. So you look at their face, look into their soul.
Yeah, and you can see.
It's like, are you a psyker?
And the last
Do I
one,
reroll 1s to wound
Are you
against
a passionate
you?
person?
that's right. And the last one is accept any challenge, no matter the odds. And while in engagement range of enemy units, if the combat doctrine is active for your army, if a combat doctrine is active for your army, then gain the bonus of the assault doctrine instead of the combat doctrine that is active.
So while you're in combat.
So while you're in engagement range, you get, so that's cool. It's +1 AP army-wide, basically, in combat.
Yeah.
The next one, and each time this unit fights, until the fight is resolved, add +1 to the attacks, and it's not cumulative with shock assault. And the passion is you can't fall back. So second rounds of combat, or if someone piles into you or something like that,
I'm not loving it.
So bad.
they're all only okay.
They're all only okay, and some of them are big liabilities.
Yeah.
Last thing I'll note is, there is no super doctrine, and you get this. Every unit that has combat doctrines will get this, which basically I think is essentially their way of saying you can't soup in something else and keep your vows.
Right.
So there's that one other caveat that's kind of in the beginning.
Exactly.
Oh, does that mean you could have other kinds of Space Marines and still get your vows? If
I guess
it's
so,
just
yeah.
combat
It
doctrine
just says
is
they have to
the-
have combat.
Yeah.
Well, it might also say you have to be all. Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and
That's the one section.
There's a strat to give an extra, or there's an ability to give an extra,
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a litany actually, to give an extra vow if you want for a turn. It's like,
one unit
yeah, it's not a big deal.
What would you do?
+1 attack
What?
in an ongoing combat. If there were an ongoing combat,
Yeah.
you can give +1 attack.
That's not one of them.
It's okay.
Plus 3-inch move for one unit in the beginning of the game.
We've complained about this in other books where when they write a rule, they should write your cool rule to be mostly just cool and not bad, not like a negative.
Right,
We talked about this with like Synapse. Like, wouldn't it be cool if Synapse was just benefits and not negatives?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they've kind of gone down that road a little bit where the negatives are actually negative, like they're substantially negative, and the benefits are only about as good as the negatives. And so it's kind of like, if this is my main cool thing, go a little further with it.
The two that concern me the most, you have to charge and you can't fall back, concern me because they remove choice for you.
Yeah.
It's something that's really, really hard to work around.
They mess with your movement, which is the most important
it's
thing.
like literally like part of your it's like a little AI kind of NPC system in your army, which doesn't feel good or tactile.
I would have much rather seen these, if you want to make them 2 parts, make them, here's the vow, and then the passion is a second benefit that you unlock after accomplishing something, like the saga warlord traits for Space Wolves,
Agreed.
right? Like, you've accomplished this cool thing,
Yeah.
cool, now your army also gets this. Like, now I'm into that.
That'd be
Like,
cool.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Give me
have
2
negatives.
benefits, not no.
When I get why, like, Sword Brethren ignore the penalties, so they want to make the penalties substantial.
But make the Sword Brethren automatically get both.
You just get 2.
So that'd be amazing. Now we're talking.
Be a lot better.
Right?
Because these are bad enough for you to feel bad army-wide, but not bad enough for you to feel like, oh, it's good that the Sword Brethren don't have the bad thing.
Right.
Because it's like, well, it wasn't that bad. It was just
Yeah.
medium bad across my whole army.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now your sword brethren can fall back. Great.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Zach. Zach, how good are the Black Templars that aren't in the list? Thoughts on the 20 blocks of Crusaders? And can you describe your favorite recent Flash Gitz encounter?
Zach. You're the best.
Yeah, so I think the big blobs with buffs can be actually interesting for holding points and just being a pain, They're not too expensive, and I think in a game that's about holding a point, and I think it could work.
Yeah, absolutely.
As I said, I'm kind of down on the Sword Brethren. I don't think they're amazing. No. I think Blade Guard, we keep, like, since the edition or the book came out, since the Blade Guard came out, we've basically just been up on them the whole time.
They outclass every other.
They outclass everything.
They're still amazing.
And they're the only thing that didn't get a point increase, basically.
I know.
Before, and
The only thing that can compete with them has a jump pack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's good design. That's a different decision. No. The jump pack. Never mind. You know what I'm
That's
saying.
good design.
Good design.
This unit outclasses all the other units. It's good
No,
design.
he's got that at least those two are
The
viable.
jump pack Blade Guard paradigm is
yeah.
interesting to me.
There
Yeah.
aren't Blade Guard with jump packs, so that's good design.
Yeah.
Never say never.
The army has a lot of flavor though, and I think they did a good job bringing the flavor in,
Yeah,
where you can
for
like
sure.
bring all the cool relics, and obviously the model range is exceptional, and some of the characters have a lot of personality. They made the chaplains feel like real heroes.
Yeah,
So there are
exactly.
some real winners in there.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, we're being not negative, but we're being, we're curious. Wanted to
I think we both wanted a bit more out of it though. Let's be real.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
We wanted a bit more out of it. Yeah. Now, Flash Gitz encounter.
So yeah, my most recent Flash Gitz encounter was in my bits box actually.
Okay.
Because I'm working my freebooters, and I'm finally coming back around to. You know how I have my Wasbomb Baja Blaster jet is like a pirate ship?
Yeah.
And it was always the intent that I would have like pirate crew on it. And so now it's finally time. So I went back. I was going through my bits box, getting my Flash Gitz. I think I even have somewhere an extra box that was specifically for that.
Oh.
So that was my latest Flash Gitz encounter.
The Flash Gitz have been a while for me. It was a tournament in 8th edition, and you and I were there. This was the game where it was my Tau against your Custodes in the very end.
Oh yeah.
But this was the second last round where I was against Orcs.
Oh, okay.
Remember that?
This was Sack.
I do remember this.
This was in
I
Sacramento.
was
that's
so
right.
stressed out in that game.
You were stressed out.
That
I
shield
remember.
captain was a god.
Yeah. We've talked about that game. He had a shield captain that survived 3 Riptides and 2 Commanders and took
So
0 wounds or
stressful.
something.
Oh my God.
It was bananas.
That's nuts. Sounds like a
But all my Cladies just got picked up.
I did.
Like, they were chumps.
I did do that. But the Flash Gitz, basically, the Flash Gitz have this weird thing where against the Tau, they can really just win the game because they can wipe all my drones in one go, and then there's plenty enough other shooting. And so he had the Flash Gitz just at the extent of my range. So I Mont Cod, got my whole army. So I'm like, I'm going to risk it all to kill these Flash Gitz so then I'll have drones and I'll survive. And I put everything into the Flash Gitz, like 1 died out of a whole squad.
How?
This is 3 Riptides, 3 Commanders, and a bunch of other stuff, and 1 Flash Git died. So, okay, the Flash Gits live. They shoot, they kill most of my drones. They roll the 6, they shoot again.
Of course, yeah.
They kill all my drones and like 2 of my Commanders.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. So they went like spiked on both sides for this player. And it was very tough game after that because he still had several planes. He had a giant. What the shooting is the Morkanaut the shooting one?
Morkanaut,
He had the big Morkanaut, and he's procking the extras to hit.
This was freebooters.
The freebooters, so he had the pluses to hit. And I had lots of 2-man drone squads, so it was the easiest thing to proc in the world.
Yeah.
And I did end up winning the game because I was semifinals and I went to face Bridger in the finals. But it was crazy. I'd never seen one squad pick up so much of my army.
Nuts. I'm more shocked by the fact that they tanked you.
And it was because they don't double shoot; it was triple shooting, right? They would shoot again, and then roll a 6 to shoot. There was like a strat to shoot again, wasn't it?
No, the
You
strat
can
was
just roll 6 every time.
later on. You can keep rolling 6s.
Yeah,
It's infinite.
it shows
it's shoot again.
He
on
only
the
rolled
6.
it once.
Okay, yeah.
But wasn't there? Oh, there's a bad moon strat to shoot
It's a
again.
bad moon strat.
Bad moon
to shoot
strat.
twice. With
You can't do
Ludas. He would have done it with Ludas.
No, there was a Ludas one. He didn't have Ludas in the army, but there was a Ludas strat, and then.
I mean, there was a bad moon strat for like anything, but you would use it.
The
on
Flash
Ludas.
Gitz one was to extend the range.
Oh, okay.
I think currently there's a strat for Flash Gitz.
Oh, okay.
It's just shoot again
Wow.
at the closest target.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
That's better. I mean, more balanced. Not
I played against
better,
the same
but-
player about a month later, and he rolled the 6 2 times in a row.
Amazing. This guy's living his best
It
life.
was like, and I was like winning the game, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not feeling so good, Mr. Stark," and I was like, "Yep." And he's like 6, and he's like, "Ah!" And they went and just killed everything. I was like, "Oh man."
That's living your best
It
work
was
life
really
right there.
cool. We had a great time. It
Yeah,
was a good
amazing.
game. Yeah.
Alrighty, thank you, Shiv Paul. Hey, Titans. Titanathon and Brian Hype. Woo! For Crawford support weapons, what weapons would you recommend? I think Shadow Weavers are fine, but worried about lack of AP and hesitant to pay for D weapons.
I mean, I do think it is Shadow Weavers personally. The ability to kind of just stay out on a sight and shoot out of line of sight is so
Especially with such a
You're
fragile
not a
army.
Vibro guy?
No.
Not nowadays.
Because that was all about picking a thing and wrecking it. Everyone's
That's not how the game's
MSU. It's
played.
not important.
Yeah.
It's just fun. I love vibrators.
No, I agree. It's fun.
Sure.
They're fun.
You definitely need to pair this with Masterful Shots so you ignore cover.
Yeah.
Because, the lack of AP does suck. It is a big bummer.
And we're starting to see at events a lot more terrain on the board also.
Yep.
So the indirect and the ignoring cover matters more.
I think
right?
it's critical. I have a similar relationship with the Night Spinner, which, better
Oh my
players
God.
have played them. Like, Sean Naden was running 2 of them at a time when I was like, I can't make these things work at all. But they do work.
Yeah, they can work.
They can work.
Yeah.
So they should have a little AP natively.
Man, excited for that Codex.
Oh, God, I can't wait. It's going to be nuts.
Make it happen faster.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Big Bang. Happy to have you back, Brian.
Thank you.
Just finished a Crusade campaign and was carried by a superpowered squad of Bulgarin.
Yeah, I can see that.
Any plans for a Templars Crusade?
That's a good question. We haven't played Crusade on the channel at all, and we've talked about it in the past. The challenge is that a good Crusade is a number of games. It's not even just 2, it's like 5, 6, 7 plus games.
Yeah.
And it becomes really hard for everyone at home to follow the Crusade when you're committed to watching all these games. On the plus side, they're shorter, right?
Yeah.
In general, because they can start
If you cut out all of the bookkeeping before and after.
Yeah, you cut out
part of the game, really.
You cut out the bookkeeping, and you're playing 500, 600, 700 point games. They can go a little quicker. So
Yeah, they're about an hour long.
it is something
But
we've
you got to do all
wanted.
your role playing. your characters have lines.
Well,
He's
you gotta
absolutely
voice
right.
their lines.
Yes, but also, like if you're gonna do it right, if you're gonna show Crusade, you also kind of should talk about like the narrative and the stuff that happened in the last
True.
game.
You could do it as a quick update, though.
Yeah.
Last time on.
I think it's more compelling though.
The Titans Crusade.
Yeah, previously on Crusade.
And then we replay the same voice lines.
Here's what I'll do. I think, one of the stretch goals we have for the Titanathon is that we'll play specialist games.
Yeah.
In the vote, we'll put a Crusade.
Oh, that'll win.
And we'll let
Tip the
people
scales.
we'll let people pick that. And if they pick it, we'll pick a reasonable number, 4 or 5 games that would be part of the Crusade, and we'll give it a go. But we'll start it at a fairly small point value to ensure that it doesn't scale up too fast.
Yeah, we've come to Crusade a number of times, and there's so many interesting things we can do with it.
Agreed.
So
So it'll be one of the votes in there if we hit that stretch goal.
Cool.
So I think it could be cool.
yeah.
Thank you, Bad Axe. As a collab idea, if we reach it, collab with Steve from Mini Wargaming to play some Warhammer Fantasy on his personal channel, the updated Warham's Armies Project version. I have wanted to play Warhammer Fantasy for like forever.
Have you never played it?
And I know Rank and Flank. I've never played Rank and Flank.
Really?
It's amazing.
I've always wanted to play a Rank and Flank game.
It's a lot of fun.
It's still one of my favorite games. When 8th edition 40K was popular, 9th Age was really popular, which was like a community maintained rule set for Warhammer Fantasy, and that was every Thursday. There was a crew of maybe like 10 people playing it at Game Castle Mountain View,
Remember that.
and so I would occasionally play 1 or 2 games with them, just to kind of scratch the itch and do it. It's a great game. And still an amazing model line. They're a little older, more monoposed, but still an amazing model line. And I have an old fantasy army in the works. I'm building it right now. It's my old house. I went and bought all the old kits brand new,
Oh my god. That's
and I'm working on it.
You know
And
how
so-
I don't like playing hordes on like tabletop games?
Yeah.
In Rank and Flank, I would be totally cool
it's all
with it 'cause
movement
you
trays.
just push
Yeah,
a movement
of course,
tray.
yeah.
I want to play like Skaven, just like
yeah.
a million Skaven slaves
Yeah.
and artillery behind it. That's what I want to play.
Well, Skaven is really cool for that. It's great. The great factions, and I love the very classic fantasy universe of it.
Yes.
I love the classic
Yes.
dwarves, the classic elves. I just like the whole thing. I'm super into it, and my wood elves and the Bretonnians, and
Ooh. My next pick would be Bretonnians.
it's all good.
Cavalry are my
I feel
favorite.
like getting those nowadays. Oh my god.
That's a little
Yeah.
tougher.
yeah.
difficult.
I have fond memories of, because I played orcs and goblins, of course, of like losing 3 goblins and then my entire flank just collapses as they all run. The first unit runs, then the other guys see them run, and
then they run.
And then the last unit actually just suffers from animosity and fights itself.
Yeah.
And it's like, we did it.
So those are games
Orcs.
that those are games where like a single thing just has a trickle effect like that. But it's cool still, and
Yeah.
similarly with the orcs, you'll have like a single fanatic pop out of a unit and just wipe a whole
Oh my
squad.
God,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's
Anything
it
goes.
launches, and you're like, they did the thing.
And then it hits you.
And then it comes back like, oh, no. It's so good.
it's great.
I love it.
It's a great game. I would love to, and that would be a really fun collab. I love fantasy.
Yeah, totally.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Hey, Titans. Follow up to Bear Themed Space Wolf list from Thursday.
Totally.
Nice.
The Warlord on Thunderwolf, Termi
Okay.
Chappie, Phobos Librarian, 2 Assault Intercessors, 1 Heavy Intercessor, Daredale with Volkite, 2 Vendrides with Axe and Shield,
Nice.
7 Thunderhammer Storm Shield, 2 Fenris Wolves, and Land Raider Crusader.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Let's see. So you got some heavy hitters in there. You got some cool characters. What's the throwaway though?
The goal of this list, the Fenris and Wolves.
Okay.
Yeah.
The goal of this list was to have Terminators, Dreadnoughts, and there was a third. Gravis, yeah. Gravis was the third.
Where's the Gravis?
Heavy intercessors.
Heavy
one squad of
Intercessors,
heavy intercessors.
And one of the characters, I think, was Gravis? No, he's a Phobos Marine.
I think it's a cool list.
It's cool.
I think it's a cool list.
My only question
Got
is,
good aesthetics.
why is the librarian Phobos?
So that he can...
Can he still get the Space Wolf powers?
Yes.
Yes?
Okay.
You can choose from the Space Wolf powers,
is he
or the Phobos powers, or the Librarius powers. You can choose any of them.
No, Phobos librarians can't do.
You can't have Librarius powers?
Yeah,
we've
'cause
been
he-
over this before.
Yeah, you're right. We have been over this.
But why?
Yeah, you're
But
right.
you're probably taking the Space Wolf powers.
Yeah.
for,
Why
like, the
is
cover.
he Phobos?
Maybe
Isn't
that's
that just
the
more
model he has.
points for less
No, because it lets you
startup board?
start up, or maybe there's a warlord. No, yeah. No,
Oh, there
it's
are
fine.
Phobos warlord traits.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
there's one of those?
I'm fine with it.
Most of
as
the
long as
Phobos
you can take
warlord
the Space Wolf
traits-
stuff, which I guess you
Yeah.
can.
Most of the Phobos traits only work, like help
Phobos.
and buff other Phobos units,
Correct.
which doesn't have many of. But okay.
Yeah.
I think
That's cool. I like this list.
It's
the,
fun.
the Daredeo with Volkite is not as interesting as a Contemptor with Volkite, in my
Because
opinion.
the Daredeo has more than 9 wins, so brackets.
It's also not core.
It's also not core, and there's other downsides actually.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. It has a different kind of Volkite. It has Volkite that has
really?
fewer shots, but it has AP.
Oh, weird.
I thought it was a twin. It was like 2 guns smushed together.
Well, that's with some of the other ones, but it might not be true for the Volkite.
Yeah.
In any case, Bodie McBoatface is like that model.
No, I was about to say the opposite.
No,
the good thing about it is it's an awesome
It's
model.
kind of unique and weird. Yeah.
So bad. I don't know. Who
It's
designed
divisive,
that?
clearly.
The person
Yeah.
who designed that needs a stern talking to.
It's so cool.
Thank you, Ogre Barbarian. Hey, Titans.
Ew.
There's a local tournament in 2 weeks. In preparation, my battle buddy and I are putting each other through the ringer.
Nice.
Yep.
What are the 3 worst matchups for Orcs and Admech, respectively?
Oh.
Okay.
Well, Orcs
This is easy.
and Admech are pretty bad matchups for the Admech.
True.
It depends.
So it depends. Okay, yeah, it depends what kind of orcs, whatever you're playing, but
Depends which kind of Admech. Could be flyer spam or...
Exactly. So like the Admech
Ground
that
spam.
we've been playing with lots of Ruststalkers and ponies lives in fear of the Squig Buggy spam.
right, because everything.
It's just like perfect profile.
It's a perfect profile, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Squig, so there's basically 2 Admech lists running around.
Yeah.
Right? There's one that's very combat oriented, Scutari.
Yeah.
Right? Very heavy that. And then the other one that we're starting to see is a lot of the Admech planes.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's like 4+ planes.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and you'll be Mars for all the rerolls and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one, orcs are scary, but I guess you know this. I guess it's a little bit late to talk about that. But what would the Admech be afraid of?
Well, Drukhari is always an amazing
Yeah.
matchup, you know? Drukhari has even or better chance of beating Admech in a lot of times.
flyer list, though, doesn't care about Drukhari.
I don't know that that's entirely
No,
true.
that's not true. I
Yeah.
think it's advantaged. Have you met Kronos before with +1
Yeah.
wound and the 2 damage? They do reduce it because they'll have the chaff launchers.
Yeah,
But they're hitting them and wounding them.
yeah.
I don't know.
You know.
Again, that's assuming
think
we're talking about the plane build,
The
which is not that common. Not everyone has these
the
planes.
Admech flyer list chooses the engagements because the Kronos are way slower than plane.
True.
And then
Yeah.
they do their damage. They pop raiders and kill the stuff inside. And then it's too late for the Kronos to pull it back.
Yeah. No,
but Drukhari in
they're
general,
advantage, but
Drukhari in general is a tough matchup.
we
I
can
think
just say there's no tough matchups.
exactly.
No, I think that's it. Drukhari is a tough matchup for the old ground style Admech.
Yep.
I think the flyer Admech has different tough matchups.
Is designed to attack
Okay.
against it.
Such
I-
as?
I
That,
think that's-
well, I don't know. I don't know. But it definitely has other
I think
stupid Alpha Strike bad matchups.
I think Freebooters, again, coming back to orcs, and this is why we think they're strong right now. Freebooters going first against the Admech is scary.
Such stupid. That's the problem with this Admech list. Is it's like, well, if they go second, a bunch of stuff beats them.
You still only lose 1 plane if you go second most of the time. Like the planes are very durable.
Yeah, because they're going to have
Because-
1-up armor saves.
You can give them cover +1 save
-1 damage.
and -1 damage. So you don't
exhausted.
necessarily lose a plane.
It's exhausting.
Even if if you're up against Admech with a bunch of last cannons,
Yeah.
the planes still tank it, right? Like you'll lose 1 plane.
Yeah, it's brutal.
But you know what I mean?
This is so stupid.
It's brutal.
So it's tough, and then the planes in response can pick up the last cannons, then they kind of run amok, you know. So it's It's definitely strong.
You think Dark Angels can be scary?
No.
Against Admech? No, I think I think
Against
Admech.
the Flyer Admech?
I think Admech kind of has their number generally.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because you can't do your backfield thing. They'll just fly over and kill it.
With what?
The planes.
The planes are las cannon. They're value shots. They're not volume,
But if
which
it takes
is what
away
you need.
15 of your secondaries, they'll just do it.
They take away 15 of your secondaries.
No, what he's trying to say is
Saying if
that
it's
the
Storm
wounding on
Shield Terminators in the
4,
back, wounding on
yeah.
4s,
it's not amazing.
they don't kill them.
You would put Terminators in the back? Not the...
Yeah.
Well, obviously, you're not going to play.
You're not
play
going to
smart.
give them away.
I don't know.
Yeah, you'd put Terminators in the
not-
back.
Just drop your
the
bombs.
infiltrators
You
like
drop
you're
your bombs, shoot all your las cannons, you pick them up.
If there's a spot to put your base, you can make it so that there's no way to bomb them.
You can
So you
always
can fly
fly
off
off the
and
board and bomb.
bomb.
Oh, yeah.
But it
Well,
still doesn't think it's still not enough.
It's still not amazing.
I would not take that secondary against Flyer Admech. That's such a huge gamble.
Doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, well,
I don't think it's an ideal target.
yeah. Well, is there the things that are there things that can kill these planes reliably?
Reliably?
Not really,
No.
right?
Not something like the Wasbomb Blasted Jet going first is good.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing. It's like other flyers. This is why we're in this dumb Alpha Strike flyer meta.
Other Admech with the Ballistari.
Which is a toss-up. It might work, it might not.
Yeah, because you're hitting on 4s.
Yeah.
You're hitting on 3s because you'll be +1 BS. Okay,
Yeah.
another Admech flyer list against that Admech flyer list.
No.
I hate it.
No. So
hate it.
what you're clearly saying is the abusive shooty orc lists
Yes.
and the abusive shooty Admech lists are both
Very
real
strong.
problems, very strong. They both need an adjustment, and there isn't we can come up with things that can give them a run for their money a little bit, but only if they get a little bit of luck in their favor. These two lists are very exceptional, and in general, between these two, the Admech will easily take the orcs most of the time, which makes the Admech one advantaged
Yep.
overall.
So practice your bad situation. Go second.
And also,
In your practice game.
against these planes, there are a lot of points, and you can just take the board and pick up your points.
I was trying to think of what kind of army that would look like. That is in theory.
300 guns.
Yeah,
300 Gaunts, always relevant.
It's coming back.
I hope.
Why are the
never
Australians not playing it right now? If
So-
they're not playing it, nobody's playing
But that's
it.
the thing. You could focus on the mission, opportunistically pick up planes. Don't try to pick them up in the turns where they have all the buffs. They only have all those buffs for one turn. So, and then they lose their +1 save. They lose their cover. You know what I mean?
I think you and I are going to play this matchup while you're here, honestly.
Give it a go.
I'd like to do that.
All right. Neither of us own these planes.
That is not true.
Oh, you bought a bunch.
The studio has 3.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, they're just, I haven't bought
We
them.
haven't built them.
I built 2, one's in box.
Ah, yeah. I have one unbuilt.
Okay, so between...
Our powers combined.
No.
We will
No,
make
but
three
we'll
planes.
proxy a practice game. I want to practice my orcs against that Admech.
I see.
And in the back of my mind, see if I need to play that Admech list.
Fair enough. If you can't, beat them, join
I really
them.
want to get away from Admech, not because I love my Admech, but I want to play my orcs. So mostly I want to practice against it with my orcs.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Jacob from the past.
Heyo.
Hooty hoo, future dudes.
Hoo-hoo!
Still working through the old episodes, stopping in to let Zach know. Orcs absolutely have culture and civilization.
Yes.
It's just rudimentary.
This is correct.
Not again. We can't go down this road
I'm
again.
so glad this
They
is
have
back.
culture.
Yes,
With
and
a K.
civilization.
They have culture with a K and civilization with a K.
Yeah, exactly.
I have resolved the debate.
I don't know if you saw the last time Jacob super chatted. He's like, because he's catching up through everything. He's
Yeah.
like, I come from the past in a time where everyone says hooty hoo.
Yeah. Awesome. One of the, listen, when we get these new emoji, we got to get a hooty hoo icon.
I love it.
Yes.
Thank you, highs. Hey guys, nice to see you. Go Templars. Can you do a shout
Sorry.
out for my brother Andreas and his fresh firstborn son Theodore Teddy? He, my brother, but I think Teddy also is, a big fan of your channel.
Oh, well,
awesome.
congrats.
What up and congrats.
Yeah, congrats,
Welcome,
Andreas.
Teddy.
Welcome, Teddy. Yeah.
Guten
up,
Tag.
Thank you, Tim.
So, Tim,
Thank you, Tim.
What's up?
appreciate it.
What's up, Tim?
We really appreciate the support.
Thank you, Legally T. MRC broke, but 12 months already. Taking Admech to my first RTT and my first time using Astra Militarum. What should be on my cheat sheet? Keep up the awesome stream.
Okay, so taking Admech to my first RTT and the first time using Admech.
Yeah.
Okay, you said Astra Militarum, but it was Admech. Okay.
Yep.
I was like trying to understand.
Yep.
He was playing two different armies, or was mixing them, or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So Admech have a long command phase most of the time, because they not just a long command phase, but there's like a long. If you're getting top of turn, then you have to do your doctrines. If you're playing Mars, then you also do your canticles, and then you give out your extra doctrines. You take away the negative effects of doctrines. You're giving plus armor saves or cover to people. You're also giving them AP.
Yeah,
and
everybody
ignoring
loves it
bonuses
when
to
you
hit.
do this, when you have your
And so
20-minute command phase.
The order,
Speed it up.
you really do need to know who has what and which ranges and who's going to do it. And the cheat sheet is good. Make sure you've gone through the checklist, like, have I given all these things?
Yeah.
But that's not enough to watch the list. The hardest part about doing that is making sure you're in range. And so you need to check that list not at the start of your turn, but at the start of every movement phase, so that you're doing it. You have a plan for
the
next turn.
Yeah, exactly.
So what you're saying is check your list and check it twice.
yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Also, if you can, they don't have to be fancy. It could be a title on a ripped piece of paper. Put your buffs there, and then you can place it physically. It's really going to help
It's too
you
many
keep
buffs
track.
to remember.
Poker chips.
It's too many to remember. You're going to
Yeah.
forget. Your
Like one
opponent
unit with
won't
5
know.
or 6 benefits, it's too many to remember.
So even if you just have a temporary thing, write it down, rip it off, put it down. It's going to help you a lot. I'm glad that you
chips.
did that.
Yeah, or make your own little
There's
chips.
a lot of there's like fancy ways to do it, but even just low tech for your first time, that works too.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that really helps a lot. And the thing that took me the longest to adjust to was just making sure I'm in range.
Yeah.
All the abilities that use data tether, that's even harder to picture because some units have data tether, some don't.
Yeah.
But of course, we're putting vehicles in our lists, and the vehicles
grant
spit
it.
out data tether within 6 inches. And so you can really do a lot with that.
Yeah.
But then there's at least 2 abilities that you just need to be close. You need one within 6, one within 3.
Yeah, the Manipulus is worse because he has a 3, a 6, and a 9-inch bubble.
That's right.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And a data tether, of course.
And a data tether, yeah. So that's the trickiest part about the army. Once you get that, the rest is fairly straightforward.
Yeah, exactly. Best of luck.
All right, thank you, Highs. I am very excited about the Titanathon. Which goals do you pursue this time? Also, I'm starting my 3rd army right now, and my choice fell on Thousand Suns.
Nice.
Good choice.
Just bought the last starter set with Armon at my local store.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Congrats.
The Thousand Suns are a great army to be starting right now.
They are.
They've got so much personality. I love the way they play, love the way they look.
Yeah, they're great.
It's fantastic.
So much fun. And that's a tough cookie. Oh my gosh.
What about the, were they asking about some of the goals that we pursue? Is this the stretch goals?
This must be earlier on.
Oh, I see. What
guess.
is there a
It's
stretch
like
goal that
halfway
you're
through the
most
game.
excited about?
Oh my gosh. I'm really excited about the excuse to make more Sigmar armies.
Yeah.
And they have to be new ones, right?
Yeah,
They
2
can't
new
just be stuff
Sigmars.
we're already working on.
Yeah, 2 new Sigmar
count.
armies that would be voted
The
on.
Mega Dragons. I want the Mega Dragons from Sigmar.
We already have, that's an army we already have.
No, but we would let that. That's a major expansion.
We don't have the Mega Dragons.
They're,
The truth is-
they're Stormcast.
Yeah, but we don't have the Mega Dragons.
That's not an army.
It's
It
an
is if you buy a
expansion-
lot of them.
It's an expansion of an army, and also I want Mega Dragons.
If you bought
Back
enough
off,
dragons,
bro.
I think it could count as its own.
Fair enough.
Back
fair
off, all right? I just want Mega Dragons.
The truth
I
is,
got
we
my Mega
might
Guardians.
just do those anyways.
We will probably do them anyways, yeah.
If the-
got Mega
if-
Guardians.
Choose wisely, guys.
Yeah, if chat's being smart,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah.
to pick things that we don't have to own, Because we're compulsive to get this stuff anyways.
yeah, exactly.
So they can really strategize together. But they're going to want to vote for the same things we want to
Right.
get. So they need to fight their own nature.
yeah,
as
exactly.
well.
Exactly.
I think the stretch goal I'm most excited for is if we manage to do the in-person Titan event.
Yes.
Because that would be amazing.
Like
That'd be
TitanCon?
awesome.
Yeah, imagine an event with all Titans members, just a special little GT or something. I think they would be amazing.
That'd be so exciting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would love it.
Very cool. Thank you, Bansta. Thanks for the content. What do you think about the Wardmaker Sword Club? I love that that's a thing now. People call it Sword Club.
Yeah.
Sword clubs.
A+, undeniable cast, Warlord trait, cancel auras on a unit spell, and switch spell strat.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it a lot. Especially for, John's the Grey Knight expert, but one thing he's been doing a lot lately is you take like your battalion of like your mainstay and you have a patrol of another sword club. And to me, this one's a really strong secondary sword club.
Yeah.
Because all these abilities are amazing, but you don't need that to be your whole army, right? I think they're really cool.
Yeah, I'm really into. I've seen a couple times people playing with the undeniable ability, and you can really put in some heavy work with that because you only need 1 or 2 spells to really go off, and you use the strat for the +3, or use the 3 dice to cast. Just really get your casts off. Undeniable, that's clutch.
So good.
Yeah,
so good.
it's very strong.
Yeah.
I'm really into it. Tired, Bridger?
Not much sleep this past week.
Well, not much sleep this coming week.
Yeah.
Never sleep.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
Never
That's
sleep.
right.
Thank you, Steven. My 240k armies are Sisters and Necrons.
Nice.
Fairly horde-style armies.
Yeah.
If I want something with a much smaller model count but still be plenty competitive, is Custodes the go-to option? Yes! Play
Is it
Custodes.
competitive?
Always collect and play Custodes. Throw out or sell your other armies to buy Custodes.
Melt them down, mold them into Custodes.
and play Custodes.
If it was me today and I wanted an elite army, it would be Thousand Sons.
How dare you?
Just this second.
Just
Is
a
that because
second?
you already own Custodes? You can say yes. You can say yes, Brian.
No. It's because their book's out. I know what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
Starting a new army when the book's on the rise and you don't know what you're going to get, especially with a largely Forge World army, I don't know.
You do know what you're going to get. The Forge World's already there.
It's a recipe for, but you don't know what's going to happen. You know
They
what I
might
mean?
be like, oh yeah, by the way, this doesn't work on any of the Forge World stuff.
Yeah. So for me, I hate collecting an army in that lull between a book. Yeah. I love collecting it right at the start where you could see what the designers have in mind. They have a few new models, things like that. Yeah. So Thousand Sons would be my go-to elite competitive army.
ABC, Brian. Always be Custodes.
ABC, always be casting.
Ah. Always be considering.
Thank you, damn it. Brian, what's your thoughts on the land speeder that Fear painted, funded by me? You, damn it. Also, I am officially moved. Woo! We'll try and paint something for Titan Watch myself.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I've been looking through the models were officially categorized and
right.
organized last week.
Yep.
I've been looking through them and they're so fantastic. We're actually going to have a nightmare of a time building these lists.
Yeah.
Because we want to get all this stuff in there.
Yeah.
I think the Tuesday game, the debut game, we talked about it, probably needs to be a little bigger than a normal game. Whether it's 2,500 or, dare I say, 3,000 points. Because there's no way we're going to show all this rad stuff.
No.
Unless we...
I don't think we will either way.
Yeah.
We have more than 5,000 points, I think.
Yeah, we have a lot.
Well...
No, Brian, slow down. Calm yourself, Brian.
Yeah. Obviously, I do want to go home sometime on Tuesday. So we got to keep it somewhat reasonable. But yeah, they're all beautiful models. I'm really excited to play with them.
Yeah.
Thank you, JBH. Have you guys delved into all of the strategy around pairings in team tournaments? It's basically its own minigame.
It's true.
We
famously did not.
We
Oh my god.
We tied cement to our feet and dove in, but not voluntarily. You know.
So So we're aware that it's an important part of the tournament. We know that it's actually where most of the teams win or lose, and we theoretically understand the premise behind the strategy. We did not employ any of it at our team tournament. Basically, what we did instead was mostly stand around talking.
Yeah.
And we just made Hugh just kind of throw out random things.
Right. We said, Hugh, you've done this before. Figure it out.
Yeah, and Hugh was like, who should do what? And we're like, I don't know. Let's always put Bridger up first. And
it worked every time.
I love this idea of in a format where you're supposed to adapt and change everything each round. You just have a set plan, and you don't diverge.
It wasn't even really a plan. It was just like, hey, Bridger, who do you want to, put him out there? Let's see what they'll play.
Yeah.
And then, we definitely we lost 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we lost 2.
The 2 rounds we lost. I'm not saying we would have won them. I think one of them we had better armies than our opponents
and better pizza.
And we could have won that if we had just played the matchups a teeny bit better. Mm-hmm. The other one was against Art of War, and they had better armies than us, and they were more experienced. Mm-hmm. So I think they were going to beat us either way, but we could have made a much better go out of it because we lost really bad that round, right?
It was brutal.
How did we do? Did we get 2 wins?
You were the only one.
The only one.
No way.
And all of our losses were
were devastating. Yeah, the guys were I was finishing turn 1, and they all were finished.
Well, you guys were Time Lords, but...
Whatever. It was bad. And I almost lost on turn 1 as well.
Wow.
I lost 1,000 points to my army, top of 1.
Yeah.
Against
But
Nick
you were playing
Notabody.
Admech, so you still had like 3,000 points on the table.
Yeah, and then we know this. Like once you get very few units left on the board,
that's when it
that's when you turn it on.
He activated it too early. That's the thing.
He did. Yeah. So and against Nick, it was an amazing game. We had a misunderstanding about line of sight. I thought I was completely hidden.
Oh no.
And then he went first, and he was like, "Oh, all of this stuff can see, right?" And I was like, "No, my army's wholly hidden."
Right.
And he's like, "No, I can see here." And I was like, "Oh, because during deployment, he was away getting water for us, and it took a long time, so we didn't get to chat it over." And I was like, "Okay, if you think you can see, no problem. That's my bad. We could have talked about it."
Totally.
And he was like, "Cool." And his Grandmasters, Dread Knights, they just picked up half my army, like a full 1,000 points. And I was like, "Okay. All right, this one's a loss, but I'm going to give it my all."
Yeah.
And the problem was he didn't press his advantage. Like he was still being really cagey.
Right.
And so I took the board instead of him taking the board.
Yep.
And I was like really careful with my remaining units, and I eked it out by just a few points.
That's great.
So it was a really tight game, but it showed that like 1,000 points of Admech against like 2,000 points of Grey Knights was like kind of a game, you know? And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Woof.
Well, and if you want to get the full overview on members only, it's going to come out next week. Full coverage about this event. We're going to go through all the rounds and talk about a bit about this experience and get John's thoughts as well.
But next team tournament, we'll definitely try a little harder, I think.
I don't even know what that means, though. Like,
No. We'll put more strategy into the pairings.
I don't understand pairings.
No. We know the logic of it. We just didn't want to. We really didn't want to have to think that hard at that phase. We're like, just get us playing some Warhammer. Like whoever. You want to play? All right, let's play. Like,
That was like a few of our pairings. It's like, hey, you want to play?
yeah,
Can we?
pretty much.
Thank you, Miss Trollzor.
Hello.
Hey guys, hope Death Guard wins today.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. This one was for you.
I've never tried doing mixed lists before. Wanted to know if this is legal. SHD Mortarian. What's SHD?
It's going to be something big.
Super Heavy Destroyer Mortarian.
Is it
Magnus and Scabathrax.
It's the super heavy detachment.
Scabiathrax.
super heavy detachment? Yeah. So
Super
they're all
heavy
in
destroyer.
one detachment.
Well, they all share no
chaos.
keywords.
They do.
They
Oh, no,
share
don't.
a mega keyword that you're not allowed to use.
Yeah, so you can't
So you
use
can't put them in one
Chaos,
detachment.
Imperium, Eldar, Orcs. Well, you can use Orcs. You can't do any of those.
You can't use orcs.
just can't
as
be
your
orcs.
keyword.
No, but you
Anyways.
can't. Yeah, you can't use Imperium, Chaos, or Eldar.
Yeah, if
In a detachment.
Can you still use? You can still use Nurgle though, right? If there
Yes,
was Magnus.
if they were all Nurgle.
So if they were all Nurgle, for example, you could. So Magnus is the thing that breaks this one.
Yeah, so you took Magnus out and put like a Exalted Great Unclean one or something.
Yeah. And then
Wait, no, that's not a super heavy. You'd have to put the
well, he's already in there. Scabiathrax.
Scabiathrax. I was going to say. So then there's no one else.
Two
Never
of
mind.
him. You could take. No. Yeah, you actually don't have a third slot. Anyways, that's the only way you can mix across those factions is if you have a single keyword that they
snail
share
guy?
in common. What?
Super Heavy? The snail
No.
guy?
The snail guy?
No.
He's this big.
Yeah, he's crazy. Don't listen to him.
Slimix? Is that his name?
Horticulus Slimix.
Yeah.
Chief Gardener.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's
He is-
another one
he's
I need
kinda
to get
cool,
on the
actually.
table. Anyways, so yeah, a common keyword that's not one of those super factions, basically. They used to be able to in 7th, and then they were like,
There's
we don't
more.
like that.
There's more to this.
Okay.
So already your list is illegal. But then we'll go on.
Sure.
Patrol,
With
Bellicor,
Yeah.
4 Nurglings, 4 Nuggies,
Yeah, Nuggies.
and then
Oh,
2
wait.
by 3 Nuggies.
Bellicor has the Nurgle keyword, doesn't he? Yes, he does.
He has all, but he's a super.
But
Oh,
he's,
he's
not,
not
a super heavy. He's
Sorry.
an
He's
HQ.
HQ.
Carry on.
So the patrol is legal, but the super heavy is not legal.
Yeah, so there's no way to get these all into one army because you could have 2 auxiliary detachments, or no, yeah, you could have 2 auxiliary and then one of them in. Don't they have to be in a
Supreme Command.
Supreme Command? Doesn't one of them have to be in a Supreme Command?
No.
It
doesn't have to be,
If
right?
you have a Supreme Command, they have to be in it.
Correct.
Yeah, so I would take 1 in a Supreme Command, the 1 patrol, and then 1 super heavy auxiliary, and you have to drop one of your 3.
Which
one
would
of
you
your-
drop?
I would take
drop
Scabiathrax, and
I
I
would
would
drop
make him
Magnus.
just a great unclean one.
Yeah, an
make
exalted
him
great unclean
exalted.
one. And now you can pull it off.
In some ways, he's almost better, maybe.
Probably.
And then you drop Magnus.
No, we're
This is
saying that you can.
cool. This is what they want to do, you know?
But it's all Nurgle except Magnus.
So don't
We
shoot
were
down
on a
their
roll
idea. It's
here.
cool.
Yeah.
We had a thing going.
We've theoretically wanted to play an army like this where it's like Magnus, Mortarion,
Super
Bellicor.
friends, yeah.
Yeah, we want to do it. We often don't play mixed armies like this.
Right.
And often this army would be like super swingy. Like either we have to build a list that can one-shot all these guys and then it's a silly game, or we build a list that can't and they just run up and kill everything.
Yeah,
So
it's tough.
really hard to make
Hard to
It really is.
make a show out of this.
Yeah.
But you know, it could be a lot of fun for you, you know, to have all these giant epic centerpieces.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, James. Hey guys, love the show. The perfect cross of gross and baby iconography for Death Guard would be replacing Plague Marine and character heads with those of the Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Garbage Pail Kids are basically Nurgle babies.
Oh my god.
You're right.
Yuck.
That's awesome.
I actually had a huge number of those cards when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, a huge number.
Fascinating.
Like, I don't know, several hundred.
You like play them like Pokemon cards?
No, I just looked at them and was like, gross.
I love it. You know what's another good example of a Nurgle baby? Is, you know, Kingdom Death?
Yeah,
One
of
of the first monsters for that is like a big baby on like all fours, and he has like an anglerfish thing and a giant bug eyes and like a crazy monster.
That game's
It's really gross.
wild.
Yeah, that game is wild. It
Yeah.
takes forever to play that
I
game.
really
they
want
came
to.
up with
I
all
really
that
want to own that game because it's just.
You
cool.
you just want to spend
There's
$10,000
cool models.
on a
and I
game?
want to play it too. But-
No, you don't want to play
It's
it.
hard to play.
No, you'll just lose, and it'll take like 3 days for you to just lose.
Yeah, that's like it's like Dark Souls but slow.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And expensive.
Except Dark Souls, you respawn.
We have a friend, KK, who owns the entire line. He owns everything.
It's so cool.
And
Basically-
he'll play it with you. He'll
Well.
set it up, you go to his house, he'll play
Yeah.
it. He's like a game master. He owns his house is filled with games, and then he has an entire
Storage unit.
filled with board games. He owns like every board game in existence.
Board games are
And
nuts, man.
he will run games for you. Like if you want to play
You
a
just
game,
go play. And
yeah,
he's not even gonna play.
No, he'll play
No, he'll
them.
play.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm trying to say is like he's
You
always
just go
down.
to his house. It's
What I'm
not
trying to
just
say,
a game store.
he's
This is a
always
game
down.
store.
Yeah.
He's like always down.
I really want to play Kingdom of Death.
Listen, I'll get you in touch with KK.
No, you
You'll
don't.
play-
Adrian, you think
We
you
should do
do,
a
you
marathon
don't.
stream.
You'll play it for an hour and you will hate it. It is not a very Adrian game.
But the premise of it's cool, and the models were really well executed. And I really like games that are like you against like a
Co-op
non-computer computer. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
like the
exactly.
system. I love the co-op kind of component of it.
Yeah.
So, and I always what was the I'm blanking on it now. The game miniatures game where you were the little mice people,
oh, I know what you're talking about.
and that you play cooperatively as well. And
Yeah.
your little squad of like fantasy mice.
Oh, I remember.
And it was I like that one a lot better.
know
It's really fun and randomly generated rooms and stuff like that. It's really good.
it was around the time of Gloomhaven.
Yeah, maybe
Like,
a teeny
it's
bit
like
before the first Gloomhaven.
House on Haunted Hill.
No. It's
It's like a mice and
it's
minions
like
or something.
Gloomhaven, but with mice and less Gloomhaven-y. That
It's a
didn't
little more
help at
simple.
all.
It's a little more simple. And you roll dice, and like one of them is a cheese, and one of them, you know, it's cute.
Yes.
It's great, man. It's a great
Love
game.
it.
I had a lot of fun with it.
All right, thank you, Chronix. Sing this tune of It's Peanut Butter Jelly Time.
Oh, Mice Mystics. Is that what it is? Mice Mystics. Yeah.
Mice and Mystics, that's what
That's
it is.
what it was. Yeah.
It's peanut butter beanie time, peanut butter sweetie time. Sweaty time,
Gross.
sweetie.
It's sweater time here in Alberta, Canada.
It's sweater time
Okay,
here,
congrats.
actually.
All
It was
right.
about 10 Celsius this
it's
morning
not
when
that
I got up.
Yeah.
And I was coming from the Bahamas where it was like 30 Celsius in the morning yesterday. So definitely, I put on my sweater and like for real, like not
like
as a
non-ironic.
Yeah, it's not. I was like, man, this sweater's feeling
Wow.
good. So,
It's
but
nice. I'm glad we're getting a little October weather here in California.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm ready. It's spooky time. Like, come on, man.
I was definitely not
Love
feeling
October.
any October in Bahamas.
No, I imagine.
No, I was like you could be swimming in the ocean at like 7 a.m. and it's like hot.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
Thank you. Highs, any new thoughts on the Vortex Beast? First, you weren't so excited. Then you played it and were excited. Is it just a fun choice or can it be competitive? How many T-Sons Terminators are too many?
There's no such thing as too many.
yeah, all 30 is playable.
Yeah, literally. I keep having this discussion with Zach. I'm like, I want this list. And he's like, whoa, that's way more Terminators than I thought you would ever use. I'm like, of course we're going to use this many. Like, my list, if I made my own list, it would have 20 of them.
Oh, Zach is
20.
in chat. You better be careful.
20 is the
I'll tell him.
20 is the correct number.
Yeah, 10 and then 2 5s.
But I would not shame you for taking 30.
No, absolutely.
But 20 is the correct number. You just need other throwaway stuff.
Yeah. Vortex Beast, I think is...
Funny.
It's a fun choice.
It's fun. I think it's better than fun, but it's not competitive.
Yeah, and the
It's
reason it's
between
not
them.
competitive is not because it's bad.
more
It's because there's better
than
stuff.
fun.
Yeah, and those buffs you want to take and you want to put them onto your 10-man Terminator squad.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
It requires too much attention to be good. It's not. If it was more independent,
Yeah.
then it could be great. Because that's what you'd want it to be, is this distraction carnifex.
Right, exactly.
But it's not that.
And
It's
they-
distracting you, not them.
Exactly. The game we got it to work was a game where we didn't have a big unit that we wanted to put it on.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so it was fine.
It worked better.
Yeah.
Now, there was a second part of this question?
Nope, we did both.
That was the Terminator. I started.
Oh, yeah, we did that. Right. You got it.
Thank you, Tim. Adrian, why no Goff? Main.
No Goff.
Main. Menagerie.
Well, let's read the rest of it.
I love 4 boss knobs with 2 kill saws. You can't have that.
4 times boss knobs
You can't have that.
with 2.
No. Just keep going.
Okay.
A boss knob is a leader of knobs.
It's a
It's a knob.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm struggling.
Yeah.
4 boss knobs with 2 kill saws. I don't know what that is. Hit him
And then
harder.
his mega knobs.
Yeah.
Whoa. Mega knob. Amen. Warpath. Ouch. Sawboy. D3 plus 1 damage. Went bananas in Nolagged.
Nola GT.
Yeah.
Also, digging the hat. Is it made from one of Brian's turtlenecks?
Thank you so much. It is.
beanie.
Actually. I broke into his house.
Yeah, you got the beanie.
My hair is way too long. I went to try to do
Your
it.
hair's way too long?
I couldn't.
No,
do
your
it.
hair is perfect. It's good.
Your hair is perfect.
Yeah.
No, it is
Except
not.
for here.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Wait, where is
Yes.
it? Where is it too long?
Here.
Thank you.
No, it's not long enough there.
Thank you,
Actually, the
Adrian.
truth is,
Yeah.
I don't want the mustache to get longer. This is about the.
No.
This is about where I want it to be.
This forever would be miserable.
I like it. It's kind of like Zorro.
Yeah, right. It's perfect. Zora was a badass.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
He says that, but he knows. He looks at
No.
it before he goes to
bad.
bed. And he's
It's a
like,
good look.
yeah.
No.
Zorro.
Yeah.
Halloween's coming up.
I
I'm just saying.
avoid all reflective
Oh,
surfaces now.
your Halloween costume needs to somehow incorporate.
No,
It has to.
It's Squid Game. I got a mask. My face is
Squid
not
Game.
visible.
That's a cop out.
I was in on Squid Game so early.
It was on Netflix, dude.
I was
Yeah,
telling
it was
everybody.
recommended to him first.
It was only ever on Netflix. It was made
I
by
know.
Netflix.
What you're like? Oh yeah, I watched.
Was it made
I
by
was in
Netflix?
there. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
made by Netflix Korea. I was in there early.
What?
I was telling everybody I know watch Squid Game. Brian still hasn't watched Squid Game. You
I've
gotta watch
watched
Squid
every episode of Squid Game. Get
Game.
out of here.
It's really good.
Yeah, that's
Trying to
good.
tell me
Favorite
how to see
episode?
Squid-
No spoilers.
No spoilers. It's a number, and if you don't know the number, you're wrong.
I don't know the numbers of the episodes, but Marble episode's my favorite.
Yes, episode 6.
Yeah.
Best episode.
It was the best
in whole
television
show.
I've watched in a while, I'd say.
Yes, right. Squid Game was
Yeah.
amazing.
It was
How
good.
are we talking about? What are we supposed
So,
to be talking about?
for
There's this list that we do not
Halloween.
understand. Okay.
For Halloween, doing Squid Game, mask, no Zora.
That's such a. When you were in like high school or even college, were you the guy that put a lab coat on and said you were a scientist for Halloween?
No, I just didn't do anything for Halloween.
He is that guy.
He's even worse.
Yeah, he's
That's
worse.
Even worse.
He's worse.
Gosh.
My brother, or not my brother, my roommate. Why did I say my brother? That was
Yeah.
weird. My roommate wore, you know, the shirt that just has the Superman emblem on it.
Yo, that was my others. That was my second
Yeah.
that was what he
category
did.
of people that are going to hell for Halloween.
It's basically like 3 hole punch.
There's one of the circles of hell is for
Yeah,
bad Halloween
it
costume.
is.
Cop out costume.
It's such a
It's
pet
the cop
peeve.
out. Dante's like walking through and he's like looking at the costume. He's like, oh no.
Is that a T-shirt? Is that a Monsters Inc. T-shirt? You could have at least. Oh, come on. Look.
So listen, Goth Meganobs.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. The
that all
truth
you
is, every time I try,
It's like you're trying to play real Warhammer, where the competitive orc lists out there are just, leaf blowering everybody. And so, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're here trying to play an actual game, and I respect you for it.
Yeah.
And you've got a lot of cool stuff that can fight and is solid.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have tough matchups and good matchups, and you can win them and whatever. But the best orc lists right now are so unstoppable that unless you start by discounting those and say, I'm not into that, I won't play that,
Yeah.
which tons of people won't because they don't know the models, they don't like it, whatever.
Yeah.
Then this kind of stuff is rad. This second tier of stuff unlocks.
It is cool, yeah. The other thing to consider for this too is I love Meganobs. They've been in my competitive list, but guess what? They're truck boys.
Yeah,
Which
the
is-
one unit with truck boys with
Yeah.
the boss for +1 to hit.
I would even look at 2 truck boys units with them, and I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
And so even
But do they really need the boss for the +1 to hit though, right? Because they could flop.
It depends
they
what
can
you're
flop
trying to have
so
them
easy.
do.
Sure.
I've gone back and forth on them. If you want to hit hard, you need the boss. If they're just a big pain for your opponent, then you don't need them. You can just take a second squad, right? It kind of depends what the role is.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that's
Cool.
the only caveat.
There you go. Thank you, Captain Athanos.
Thank you.
After last stream's question about Custodes and Forge World and your answer, okay, I'm in now. What would you consider required? Telemon or 2 Telemon?
2 Telemon.
Required? 1 Telemon.
1 is required.
1 is all that's required for your collection.
Yeah.
2 is if you're really into the Telemon, and this is a thing that you'd be excited just to own, regardless of the future of the rules and blah blah blah. It's a it's a big commitment.
Yeah.
I have 2. I would not go into 3 because I don't want 3.
3's too many. I hated 3.
Remember the list I told you about?
3 Telemon?
3 Telemon.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not good.
5 Grandmaster Nemesis Dread
So, well,
Knights.
3 Telemon, 3 Grandmaster Nemesis Dread Knights, and then 2 normal Dread Knights.
Oh man.
It is
Amazing.
a list that does get me going.
It's an actual list.
That's a list that gets me excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
the
wanna
gold and
own
silver.
it.
Silver and gold.
Silver
I don't want to
and
own
gold.
it, but I do want to play it.
Okay.
Anyway,
so
sorry, back to that.
If you're into like some kind of cute thing like this, that the extra Telemon's good. But,
Right, but 1 is good.
1 is good for your collection. You can always spice it in. You'll be great. I absolutely think that's the case.
And I think as a baseline, because the previous question last time was, I don't want Forge World.
I see.
So
no
how do I
Forge
play Custodes?
Yeah, you can.
And
Not-
we
not
went through,
competitively, but
like
you
we
can have a
talked
lot of
about all
fun
the
with them.
units, and we were like, okay, here's the units that are like playable or good, and then the rest of the plastic line you're gonna have to use because you can't make an army out of just the stuff. So now he's saying like, okay, if I'm doing Forge World, what should I get? Telemon, sure, that's what gets you going. Why not? But like the mandatory is a Venatari.
Yep.
A unit of Venatari, yeah, and they're really cool.
They play the game.
For my first year plus with Custodes, I was pretty much playing with just plastic, and I was playing my friendly games and having a great time. And if that's the kind of Warhammer you play, then the plastic stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
It's still great, and you can have a ton of fun with it.
It's true.
If you're trying to build a competitive list, the Forge World stuff is much stronger by a long shot.
Yep.
The Forge World is 9th edition, and the plastic is 8th edition.
Sure, that's accurate.
That's how I would put it.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Grimpo.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hello, Titans. A friend of mine dragged me into the War of Hammer by gifting me an Alpha Legion army.
Yes.
What should I look out for to compete with his Custodes, Death Guard, or Salamanders?
Cool. What are you worried about there?
Alpha Legion is a shooting army,
It is mostly shooting army. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You can do like against the Custodes, if they're trying to pull any Vexilla tricks, you can just be like, nope, no deep strike within 12 of all my cultists.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's very strong. Against the Salamanders, you can really play up your -1 to hits, and you can make it so that they can't target certain units,
Obliterators, baby.
which is very, very strong. And you'll generally win in a shootout. You'll win in a shootout with all 3 of these factions.
Yeah.
In many ways, and I think you can do some really good work there.
Yeah.
So, Alpha Legion's about playing this weird shooting game where it's all about denial.
Yes.
Right?
It's all about denial. Yeah.
And it's like, I'm going to kill one of your things, and then you can't really shoot me back.
Right.
So it's all about using cover, using your strats, really just denying them. And then by the time they finally get around your little workarounds, they're at half an army, and you're at a full army, sort of thing.
Exactly.
And now you've got the upper hand. So it's not like Alpha Legion. The whole thing is like they're not playing fair. You can't play fair.
Yeah.
If you're going into a fair fight, you're going to lose against all 3 of those factions.
Yeah.
But you don't play fair, and you'll be fine.
Because you're Alpha Legion.
You're Alpha Legion, right?
What you do, start of the game,
Plans within plans, That's
is
the Alpha
every
Legion.
third model in their army you put on your side, and you say, sorry, these were Alpha Legion.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And that's how you win. Thank you, Luke. Hey, Titans. If Drazhar is 1v1 with another unit and manages to fight last them with Tormentors, does he get to do both of his activations for the enemy unit with his Fight Twice ability? Yes.
Yes.
Because they are fight lasted. They cannot be activated till everybody else is activated.
Well, and importantly, his fight twice is not at the end of combat fight again.
Correct.
It's just he gets to activate twice.
Right. So he still counts as charging both times.
Yep.
So unless they have a fight first, he still fights before them either way.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's very strong.
really nasty.
Drazhar is a huge challenge to deal with, because he'll 4 for 1. He'll take 4 units before you kill him.
so good.
And when you do kill him, it takes a nightmare because he's standing next to like 2 boats you have to kill first or something. It's awful.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Matthew. So for clarity, based on previous Super Chat, I am not 8 years old. In my head, though, In my head, though, I basically think of myself as an 8-year-old.
Don't we all? Yeah, we're playing toys on YouTube.
I have a friend who has been about 50 since he was 5. What's your internal age? Well, no, because I'm like, at times, I'm always very old. And at other times, I'm always very young.
Yeah. He's an old guy who's stayed in college forever.
I'm like senile.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know those movies where that dude just stays in college like for like 20 years or whatever? He's that guy.
That's definitely him.
But not like that guy almost always is like charismatic and like optimistic and like whatever. He's just curmudgeon the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Am I Pierce from Community? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
100%.
You
I
are
am
Pierce
not
from Community.
Pierce from Community.
I kept like
Wow.
when he first
He's
started,
nailed it.
Yeah, you really nailed
No.
it. When he first started doing the Titan stuff, you would like say things and do things in your personal life, and I would be like, "Oh yeah, but because he's like just out of college," and I'm like, "He's the same age as me."
Yeah.
No, I
He's
was
been out
not.
of college for
I
just
was
as
not
long as
just out
me,
of
and he's still
college.
living
No,
this
no,
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, in some ways, very young. In some ways, very old.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. What's your internal age?
My age, I don't know, like 12 probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not like I'm prepubescent.
I don't know. I feel
All right, strange distinction.
No, I think I'm 14 actually. I think I'm 14.
Right, you're just getting into puberty.
I'm like a freshman in high school. I'm like still excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Brian?
I honestly don't know. I feel like probably since I was about 14, I've been like roughly 35.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
38.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of you as like, what age is Gandalf?
1,000?
But he's also like, you know, he has no age too, right? He's just like this entity.
ageless.
He's ageless.
I mean,
Brian
he
is
came into
ageless.
existence at a time, and it
Yeah,
was
but
a long
everyone stopped
time
counting.
ago.
Stop counting. Yeah,
Stop
exactly.
counting. It's meaningless.
Numbers don't go that high.
Yeah, you're definitely, yeah.
All right, thank you, Josu. Hello, Titan crew. It's been a while since I've seen a stream game, catching up with my pile of shame of Dark Angels models.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, Dark Angels. That's not. Maybe I don't know about you, but it's not always the biggest pile of shame with Dark Angels because they're pretty
Right.
elite compared to some armies.
True.
Yeah,
So you can
True.
get through them, but you know who knows? You might have bought 20,000 points of Dark Angels. So and I wouldn't put it past you. I've done the same thing.
My
so,
pile's pretty big.
yeah.
It's like 15 speeders and 30 bikes.
Yeah, we got to get. When can we ever get back to painting those Dark Angels? Be so excited to get that new stuff out.
Probably never.
No, we'll get back.
Yeah,
There. We'll get back. there.
well, I don't think we'll ever actually play Dark Angels again.
Oh, don't say that.
Such a hater. Such a hater.
I love the Dark Angels.
We love Dark Angels
We were
here.
trying to figure out matchups recently, and Dark Angels was one of the options, and I was like, no, too soon. I'm a little tilted.
Well, the Dark,
No Dark
the Dark
Angels.
Angels collection we have is very competitive, and so it is hard to match things up with it.
Yeah.
If we had a slightly deeper
That's
collection.
not why. I'm just tilted from Dark Angels.
Oh, you had a rough match.
I had a really bad game.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Can't handle it.
But that's why they don't make it
sore.
into the rotation as often. Is it's just hard to pair with them because it is a very competitive.
Yeah, we just have one 2K competitive build.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
it,
little too strong.
You know? So
yeah, for
we
most average days.
just need to get around to it.
Yeah. The last time, what is the last game with it? Do you even know?
It wasn't forever.
Last time I played against it was with
Not
my
worth
White Scars.
remembering.
We played it after since then.
Yeah, since then, but not.
It might need to be soon. Bridger.
Yeah, we got to get it soon.
You can play it with John.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you and John can play.
Yeah.
You'll have a great time.
Yeah. We'll play against
Yeah,
John.
you'll have a great
Yeah,
time.
he'll bring his Grey Knights, and then he'll win.
Yeah, he'll play great nights against Dark Angels. Thank you, Ian. $7 dues for the awesome Titan team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thousand Suns, how do you go about keeping track of all the admin?
Tokens.
Poker chips.
Yeah, tokens for your spells. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
And I keep a list of all my casters and what spells they have, and really clear identifiers for like which caster is which and which spells they have, and then you just run through them.
Yeah. Our
Yeah.
friend Alex, who is a great player, Alex Hawley, and he's very, very competitive and very much into Thousand Suns.
Yeah.
He has like charts. Like he's actually in an Excel sheet, like paraphrased all the spells.
Yep.
And he has like a printout of all of them there. And then another one with all the, like what everything has and all that stuff. And then it has like the Cabal points and where they're coming from each unit. So like, he doesn't have to do the thing where we do. We're like, how many Cabal points do we have? 1, 2,
Yeah.
3. He just like knows. He's like, these guys died. I have this many left.
Yeah.
And it helps.
No, it's great.
So you can kind of, do as much or as little as you want.
Yeah. It is an army that benefits you to be organized, though.
It does, yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tyler. Late to the party, but can we talk about the fact that they played mission priority targets but used the deployment of sweep and clear? By the way, more
Did we
orcs.
do that?
Did we do that?
Did we?
Did we?
Oh, we did.
I was not involved in the setting up of the game.
It's Adrian's fault.
It is my fault.
I was dealing with other things.
Tyler's. Go. Yeah.
He
said, by the way, more orcs. I can agree there.
Yeah, we're gonna play them on Thursday.
We are.
This happened in what was it, like round 2 of the team tournament? My opponent.
You just played like some random.
Yeah,
mission.
my opponent was like, it's Dawn of War deployment. I was like, okay, cool. And we deployed, and then the person next to us was like, how are you guys like that? And it was hammer and anvil deployment. So it was like complete opposites.
That's amazing.
And we're like, nah, it's too late now. Let's just roll with it.
That's amazing.
And so we played our own custom mission.
You like pulled out a Guess Who board. You were playing Stratego.
Oh my god.
You were not playing Warhammer.
Well, you did that against me with that when you were super tired for that Iron Man GT.
Yeah.
And I was like sweep and clear. I think it was the same mission, and you like deployed literally all out in the other corner. I was like, Brian, what are you doing? And this was the time when you kind of just
It was
deployed.
like 11 p.m. or something.
yeah.
We were deploying
You're like,
after 9 hours.
I don't
It was a 4-game in 1 day tournament.
It was
Cool.
5 games in 1 day.
You're right. It was 5
It was
games.
5
in 1 day.
games.
That's too much.
Too much.
You're right. I'm glad we did it though.
We were so. It was a cool thing. I'm glad we did it once in our life.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh man, we were so crazy.
Thank you, Megan.
Hey Megan, what's up?
Hey yo,
Bridger, love the stash. Please convince Zach to do chops.
oh, Zach should totally do chops.
If he did mutton chops,
yeah, that would be a good look. You would look scary.
I don't know if it's working for me.
he would look scary.
You look
Maybe
scary.
we should Photoshop them on and see how we feel.
All right.
We do a test run.
We did a test run with this. We
No,
just
I did. I showed you a
YOLO'd this.
picture of
No.
the
Charlie
Frankie's actor.
Chaplin.
No.
I could already see the thing is, I didn't come up with this out of nowhere. I wasn't just like, Bridget, you need a mustache.
You were like thinking about it.
No, there was a thing where he like kind of didn't shave for a day, and I saw the outline of it growing in,
yeah.
and I was like, oh, it's that kind of mustache. You know, everyone has a different mustache
Yeah,
flavor,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And his was growing in a particular way, in kind of like not a common way.
No, yeah.
And I was like, oh, you have that kind of mustache. You got to keep that. It suits you, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
You have
So
a very thin mustache.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I was showing him the 50s movie stars that they're like kind of thin.
The
They're very
Zorro
debonair.
mustache.
Charlie
The Zorro.
Chaplin.
No.
Charlie Chaplin doesn't have that kind of mustache at all. Do you even know who Charlie
John
Chaplin
backed
is?
me up. He was in chat. He said,
John doesn't know anything that's not anime, okay?
Listen, John wasn't even, no.
he was there.
John
He
wasn't
was
even born when Charlie
sitting
Chaplin
next
was.
to me when you showed me in Vegas.
And it was not Charlie Chaplin.
John agreed.
I'm going to find this picture now.
John agreed.
I'm going to my history.
Going to my history.
You're gonna go back that
my
far in your
God.
Google history.
I love it.
Good luck,
Love
dude.
it.
Meg, we'll try. We'll try to convince Zach to get mutton chops.
I just say, if he's having mutton chops, I'm not leaving the building the same time as him. It would scare me that much.
Because you think he's gonna mug
He
you?
might mug me. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. It's a good look, though.
You know, both of you, I feel like I have to tell you, the facial hair does not make the person.
That shows how little you know about facial hair.
I was showing him like this.
Yes! Yes!
Like this kind of, this is the kind of stuff I was showing you. And
It's the Clark Gable hair. That's what it is.
like here.
No. it's
That's
not
what I was
gonna
showing him.
Yes.
I was telling him like, this is what
No,
is
no,
what he needs here.
happen. No,
Yeah.
that's not gonna
The
happen.
classic dapper chap with the pencil mustache. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's pencil mustache.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you, Caldo Dragos left arm.
Hello.
Hello.
Missed the live game, so I'm running back to watch it.
Cool.
Good to see Brian again.
Hello.
Hoping there were not too
looking at
many
mustaches.
island dice. And never forget, hashtag no dice Bridger.
Remember Martin was like, he tried to make it a whole thing. He's like, for example, someone could fail the charge and you would say hashtag no dice Bridger.
Right,
He just kept
right.
giving examples.
Yeah. Man,
I
I had
can-
a no dice Bridger in Vegas. I had one of those.
Yeah,
that was
does
rough.
happen sometimes.
That's true, you did.
That was rough.
dice.
I didn't have any island dice today. It was totally fine.
No, you didn't.
The dice were fine.
They were okay.
Yeah,
They were fine.
They were fine. Not exceptional,
Was
but it
not
was
the
fine.
problem today.
The dice, the plague burst crawlers were the problem.
Yeah,
The dice were fine.
Yeah.
Hey, Jacob, what do you guys think of a guard army? 3 tank commanders, 4 guard
Love it.
squads, 2 scion squads, 1 platoon commander,
Fun.
warlord with Guardian 5 and
Kirov's Aquila.
yeah. What is GS?
Grand Strategist.
Oh, there you go. 3 scout sentinels, 1 full payload manticore, 3 chimeras of some variety.
With Heavy Flamer.
Sure. A knight warden with sanctuary and iron bulwark warlord trait.
Can I just say how much I appreciate the formatting of the super
This
chat?
is nice.
Yeah,
format.
wow, this is
It's
so
like
easy
an
to read.
actual list.
Because
Yeah.
you know what? A space is the same number of characters as a new line.
Or a comma.
So it doesn't cost them anything to format it like that. They in fact save, because it's normally comma space.
Correct.
So they're saving characters by doing this.
There you
It
go.
makes it so much easier to read.
Yep.
Guys, when you send us lists,
Do it like
choose new
Jacob.
lines.
Yeah, Jacob's changing the game over
Good
here.
example.
This is awesome.
Anyway.
So cool list. In my experience, I've tried to run the chimeras. They cost about the same. They cost a little more than a squad, and I always just wanted more squads. Now I understand you're out of troop choices here, so that's tricky. But you have 3 tank commanders, so you could have another. You could have another detachment, and guard generally, especially with your Kurov's Aquila and Grand Strategist, you're regaining almost guaranteed 1 CP per turn.
Yeah.
So you don't need the extra CP. You don't have that good of strats, so you can.
Well, the knight has strats.
Yes, but you're going to have enough. And so more guard squads is really what you want. The problem is you don't have enough things giving orders. So you have the 1 platoon commander, which gives out 1 order. You might want to drop Grand Strategist, take a warlord trade that's going to allow you to give additional orders. Maybe if you take second detachment, you could put a company commander in and put more of that. So that's me. I would put more guard squads, a company commander, and I would drop the chimeras, and I don't know, a second full payload Manticore would be really good.
I totally 100% agree. I think even just dropping the chimeras, you're going to have a little bit left over that'll get you another commander for free. So like other than the extra Manticore, I think you can do this without really having to cut anything else.
Yeah, the Manticore, just dropping the chimeras for a Manticore would be worth it.
Yeah, we were really into chimeras at the start of the edition, but yeah, it's like you could just get more units for that.
And the chimeras are
a lot
cool.
has
You're starting to
changed
see
since then.
like indirect and stuff, and this allows you to keep your units safe until you need them.
Yeah.
But at a heavy cost. So, because 1 guardsman is as good as 10 guardsmen. Like all you want is the 1 guardsman.
Right.
So if they're trying to indirect your 10-man guard squad and they take it down to 3, they're still good for you.
Yeah.
You know, they're still doing the work.
All right, thank you, Joshua. What's the scariest model in the new Codex or scariest potential?
Good question.
In this new codex, the scariest model?
Yeah, or like combo, it sounds like.
Well, the scariest combo is, I think, what we were talking about before, where you take a Blade Guard and you give him the Ignore AP 1 and 2, and you upgrade him to Champion of the Feast here.
Yeah.
So you check.
That's what it's called, Champion of the Feast?
Champion of the Feast. Use the stratagem before the battle. Select 1 Templar model from your army that has the Sergeant or Sword Brother keyword. So Sergeant, fine. And add 1 to their attacks, wounds, weapon skill, and you can use the stratagem once.
So
really
tanky. Oh my gosh.
It's Lone Wolf, but like you don't have to jump through hoops.
Of course, you take the Apothecary.
Yeah.
You can res them.
So yeah, and it's worth noting that it's in here somewhere. I think, can I give a Sergeant a Warlord trait also? Maybe I can.
I don't think.
Is that in the core Space Marine book?
No.
No.
Yeah, so here it is. Revered repositions. Basically, pick a unit, pick a model that's Sergeant or Sword Brother in their profile, and you can give them a relic. You can give them the Eternal Crusader.
That's in Space Marines.
Yeah. You could give them Witch-Eagle bolts, blah, blah, blah. So you take that, and you give them that, and then you give them these other upgrades. The Relic Bearer upgrade. So, yeah.
Which is not a relic, it's a different thing.
Yeah, but maybe you're not allowed to have this and a relic. We'll have to, I don't know. But anyways.
I agree that's the combo. That seems really
So you make
strong.
really unkillable Blade Guard. There you go.
Which is cool.
That's your combo.
So it's very thematic.
It's pretty strong, yeah. And the upgrade you're giving them is the Icon of Henneman, I believe.
Henneman.
Yeah, I love that guy.
It's each time, an attack with an armor penetration of 1 or 2 is allocated. It has an armor penetration of 0. So you give them that, and then these other relics, I didn't even
stop
see.
making rolls like this.
And
One day they'll learn their lesson.
Digital monsters.
Yeah, I don't know. You could give this dude Artificer armor too. You could have a 2-up going down to a 1-up,
No,
which would be a
that's
0-up
okay.
and cover.
Nah, you don't want
Wait, but that
that
doesn't matter if you're ignoring one.
I know, but it means that even when they have
Nah,
AP, you
that's
can't kill them.
Yeah.
That's okay, Brian. We don't need to do that. Nah.
Oh, Sword of Judgment you could give him?
Well, you won't be getting cover, so it won't matter.
The Sword of Judgment you could give this guy. Someone with a Power Sword, Mastercrafted Power Sword, or a Relic Blade. And do Blade Guards have Relic Blades? Is that what they're called?
Mastercrafted
No, it's
Power Swords,
Mastercard Power Swords, yeah.
which is
Okay.
on that list, so you can do
Yeah.
it.
So then this would be +3 Strength, -3 AP, flat 3 damage.
What? How do they have these amazing weapons?
So
What the heck?
you give this okay, so let's just restate this because this is kind of awesome. Oh my God, can I give this guy the adamantine mantle? Which is a 5 field of pain. Okay, so
Can you? No.
no, it's not on the list, I
Yeah,
don't think. Witch Seeker, yeah, mastercrafted digital weapons. Yeah. So okay, so you take a Blade Guard Sergeant. Okay, you upgrade him to a Champion of the Feast. So he's what, 6 attacks?
Okay.
He's 6 attacks with weapon skill 2, and he's 4 wounds. Cool.
Amazing.
So
He's just
amazing. He's better than a captain.
yeah.
And then you give him a relic, which is the Sword of Judgment. So he's 6 attacks at strength 7, flat 3 damage. Wow. Okay. He's an animal.
Benefiting from rerolls and core and all that stuff.
Yeah, and he's hitting on 2s, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, he's getting full rerolls too, right? Because he's a core. And then you give him the Icon of Henneman. So he's ignoring AP 1 and 2 on a 2-up save.
Yeah.
And then if he ever dies, you just apothecary him.
Nah.
That's the combo.
No, I'm not into it.
He's an
Amazing.
invincible, like, named character.
Yeah, he's a god.
He's
Thanks.
literally
I hate it.
an unkillable named character.
Named character. Yeah.
Right? He's as good as a named character.
Yeah.
That's basically the same damage output as Helbreck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Helbreck's 1 more attack at flat 3 damage. But Helbreck is killable. This guy is not killable. He
not
infinitely
killable.
comes back to life.
And he gets all his rerolls and everything else.
And he gets his rerolls, as Helbreck doesn't. And he's not targetable. He's just in a unit. And you give this unit a 5 Feel No Pain.
Yeah. Ooh, it's so good.
It's really crazy.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. No, Helbreck's only 6 attacks. It's the same number of attacks. It's crazy. It's bananas.
Love it.
So you want a combo? I just gave you a combo.
There you go.
There's a couple others, but that's my favorite so far.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll play it on Thursday.
Oh no.
Nah, will we though?
Oh no.
I don't think we will.
Okay, you let us know in chat if you want us to play this busted stuff.
Thank you, Carlos. Am I wrong that it appears Phobos Marines would be really useful in Black Templars armies with forward deployment?
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Why? Why are
Okay.
they more useful?
More useful than what?
Like
Than in
White
other
Stars
Space
or-
Marines.
Because they can get crumpin.
But
So okay,
What?
so
Before
infiltrators.
deploy, they have psychers. You move 3 inches, and then you move again.
No, it's not a 3-inch pregame move. It's a 3 inches to your first turn move.
Well, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
They're moving 9 inches then.
Yeah.
So you're in their deployment zone.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's cool.
it's cute.
With incursors.
Most of the reasons to have incursors or infiltrators is to do like actions and take midboard objectives. It's not actually to attack your opponent turn 1. Like they're
That's
not
true.
that scary of
It's not
units.
the Raven Guard.
And they're not
anymore.
fly, so they're not getting over a screen or anything.
Yeah.
So
All right, that's fair. Fine.
like put a unit of infiltrators in your army
Yeah.
for what they do, which is get up on the midboard, deny some deep strikes.
Yeah.
But don't do it as a main strategy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to work.
That's fair.
Alrighty, thank you, Michael. Everyone have Titanathon so good you hit all your goals, including the super secret stretch goal that forces Stash Daddy Bridger to get some sleep.
That's the stretch goal when we get to like 6,000 subs. Is Bridger gets to sleep an entire 8 hours. Just once though.
That sounds really nice.
Just once.
That sounds nice.
That sounds really nice.
I still like the one where we shave off the mustache, put it in a box, and send it.
That's so gross. That is so gross.
We somehow have to. You know what you have to do? You have to wax it off in
That's
one
exactly
strip,
what I was gonna say.
so that you get the whole correct, and you frame it in
can
like
cut it out?
you know like a shadow box frame.
Yeah. The Bridger stash of 2021.
Yeah. That needs to make it onto the wall. All right. 6,000 sub stretch goal.
Let's do it.
We wax off and frame the
No.
mustache.
No.
No, it's canonical.
Oh, that's not
man.
gonna happen.
It'll
Oh,
happen.
man.
Yes.
Oh my god, just
Bridger,
me
for
yawning.
6,000 subs, you'd do it. You'd do it. Take one for the team.
Come on, Bridger, we really need this.
Yeah.
Fine.
We
Fine.
need-
Fine. If
Yes!
you get to 6,000.
Make it happen.
This is
6,000.
like, you know, the what is it? The Coke points for the Harrier jet?
Yeah.
This is our Harrier jet.
Yeah, this is our Harrier jet.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Captain Athanos, again. Clarification follow-up. The question about Custodes was meant more of, okay, besides a Telemon or two, what else would one really want?
Right.
From Forge World, or just in general?
From Forge World.
Okay, well, as you said,
Venatari.
the Venatari, even just 5 is good, but, you know,
They come
you
in
could,
3s, so you can buy 6.
yeah, true. You can convert them into other things, but yeah, that's what I generally do with bodies. But what else from Forge World do you like?
I like Palace, although I don't think they're the most competitive.
I think
they're fun.
I would have 2 Palace in my collection.
They
personally.
fit a semi-competitive build very well.
Yeah.
And I think
we love the Gladys.
Gladys is like the best unit in the entire book.
Yeah, and I would have 2 of those as well. I love the Gladys.
I would have 3, but
Yeah,
only because I love them
I know
so
you
much.
love them so much. I'd only want 2. I only own 2. That's exactly the number I want.
And
Perfect.
Yeah.
I would also say that the laser bikes are kind of cool. They're cute.
No, I've never been able to.
I would
be
take
interested in them.
Sagittarum over that.
I would take
Oh,
Sagittarum over-
Sagittarum! How could I forget?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing better than Custodian Guard is Sagittarum.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you currently play with 15.
No, 9.
9. I'm sorry, you only have 3, not 5 minutes.
Which is 2 boxes or 2 sets, 2 sprues.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it's just an
they come in
upgrade
10.
sprue.
Oh, is it really?
It's an upgrade
5
sprue, and
for
you get to
Custodian
choose which
Guard.
bodies you want to put them on. I put them on Warden bodies.
You don't
can
get
put
to
them-
choose. You're supposed to put them on Custodian Guard.
Fascinating.
You don't get to choose.
I didn't know
Brian
this.
just did his own thing.
I like it.
I like my way.
Look, when else are you going to use Warden bodies? Come on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, just most of the Forge World line.
Yeah, only half of it.
Just don't, the vehicles are rough.
Yeah, the Chronos.
You mostly just
I love owning my
said
Chronos, but I have such a tough time putting them on the table.
Dreadnoughts are not vehicles.
Other than the Telemon, the Gladys,
Dreadnoughts
and
are
the
not
Palace,
vehicles.
are rough.
Yeah, so the Chronos transport, I
One of the worst units in the game.
love that I have it, but I almost never really enjoy playing it.
Why
I
do you
just
have
like
2?
owning it. I own 2, yeah.
You just play it to spite me. Every time I'm like, Brian, don't take the beach whale. It's so bad.
It's so good.
And you're like, I will. I'm going to do it. You can't stop me.
And then I do
I'm
it,
gonna
and
do
we
it.
have a great time.
Yeah.
And it's always surprisingly okay.
No.
Surprisingly okay.
Remember it was my Slanesh demons, and I misplayed everything, and you tabled me.
Yeah.
And you were like, and the Kronos just happened to be there, and you're like, see? And he didn't die. I'm like,
did
I had way
nothing.
bigger problems.
I never even transported anything. They got out first turn
They got out
and walked.
first turn, yeah. And he was just there, and you're like, yeah, see? I was like, ah!
And we'll never forget the hero Cronus.
Coronas.
Yeah, the big flyers are fun and cool to add to your collection, right?
They need to cost 150 points less.
Yeah, we don't want them to become a problem though, like they were.
Very briefly.
I didn't
They
like
were
that at all.
competitively playable very briefly.
Yeah,
Don't like that.
it's no good.
But we're in a stupid Alpha Strike flyer meta now, so why don't the people with the biggest, baddest...
We are this week, but next
Flyers.
week, what's it going to be, It changes so fast.
What book comes out next? Do we know? Do they have mega last
No,
cannons?
we're on to the mystery codexes now.
Oh.
Ooh, it's a
This was
mystery.
the last one that they announced.
No one knows.
Well, maybe they'll have D6 plus 6
Yeah.
damage las cannons that are like 30 points, and maybe those
You know what
flyers
has
will
that? The Ares.
Okay.
It has 6 plus D3.
Okay.
Maybe that's the answer to the Admech flyers. His Ares gunships.
Going first.
Going first, yeah.
I remember back when Seize Initiative was a thing on a 6, you just go first instead. And Harlequins
Oh,
had a
Seize,
warlord
yeah.
trait that was +4 to your Seize.
Yeah. I love it.
What?
It was so dumb.
Yeah.
Were you seized on a 2-up?
Yeah.
On a 2-up?
No, I think it was a 3-up, but
Okay.
yeah.
There's 30K has a bunch of those too, where you
Yeah.
can basically seize on 4-ups and stuff like that. If you take it as your trait.
So good.
That's cool.
There were
I
no
like it.
extra warlord traits though, so this was it, right? That was your
Right,
thing.
yeah. All right, just a couple more. Thank you, Damien. +1 for playing more Dark Angels. Sitting here painting the 29 skulls on my Intercessor Chaplain
Oh,
in
gosh.
Terminator armor.
Yep.
Interrogator Chaplain.
Interrogator, yeah.
That gets me every time.
No, for sure, guys. It's like we're so close. We're so close.
Yeah, for sure, we're never going to play them again.
No, we're gonna
For
play
sure.
them.
We both love them so much.
They're awesome.
It's a great
They're
faction.
Cool. They're
All right,
cool.
Brian, back to the Bahamas with you.
Nice seeing ya.
All right, last one of the evening. Ooh, thank you, damn it. John needs a full goatee. Adrian needs a Saturday morning cartoon villain stash.
Oh my god.
What is that, like a twisty one?
Yeah, it's like someone made a really good Photoshop of it. By the way, if you guys know where that one is, please send it to me. I've been looking for it lately.
Yeah, because he
Photoshop
really needs
of
to know
you
how to
with a
model.
mustache?
It's like me, so it's me with a twirly mustache and a top hat. It's like Shadow Adrian.
Okay.
And I kind of want to make it my new Discord profile pic.
You could just really make it happen. Take the picture. Make everyone happy.
And John with a full goatee. I'm into it.
That would make him look even taller.
It's true. Elongates him more.
Everyone knows that. That's what happened.
I think what we need to do is every game, just not ever mention it.
Yeah.
Every game increases height by 1, maybe half an inch or an inch, and then never move the camera.
Yeah.
So it's just like one day his head's like kind of at the camera, and another one, and then there's like that, and then like a week or 2 weeks later, his like eyes are at the camera level.
We'll have him in go-go boots.
That's what I'm saying. No, you just add a bit to his shoes every time.
Exactly.
And no one ever notices. We don't say anything.
Right.
And people are like, "Is he taller?"
Oh
like,
no, they'll definitely notice when he doesn't fit in frame anymore. It's like you get this much of.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's the point where they notice. They're like, "Wait a minute."
We used to be able to see his eyes.
Yeah.
Hold on. I love it.
All right, well
Did we do it?
that's all of our super chats.
That is our first day of the Titanathon
We did
down. We've got 7 more to go.
What do we have coming up? What's happening tomorrow?
Well, many of these days are just rammed full of multiple games.
This is true.
But tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, is Age of Sigmar.
That's right,
And
you're
it's
playing.
actually the debut of 2 new armies that we've never played before. One is the Lumineth Realm Lords. The other is the Ossiarch Bone Reapers. And it's me playing against Zach. Is that correct,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
Really, really fun. Who's producing that one?
This guy.
Bridger, all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're really excited for that. It'll be the first time we've played either of those. So definitely come out and check that out. They're both amazing armies.
They're super cool.
And we're really excited to be playing them. And it's been, I don't know, it feels like it's been a few weeks since Age of Sigmar, right?
Yeah, we basically,
been a while.
we knew this was coming.
Yeah.
And so it was, we're due by about a week, essentially. We weren't going to do it last week because we knew Titanthon was coming.
Yeah.
So here it is. We're going to play Sigmar tomorrow, you and Zach. It's going to be awesome. We got painting, playing Aeronautica, painting Star Wars on Monday.
Totally.
And
We've got a
then,
game of 40K and Age of Sigmar on Wednesday.
Yep.
Which is great, just
Yep.
kind of in the middle. And then we've got the debuts of the Titan Watch on Tuesday. And then again, showing it on next
A week from
Saturday.
today. Yep.
Both against Xenos armies, of course. The first time
Naturally.
against Tyranids,
Yeah.
second time against the Tau, which is actually the Tau have been a while on the channel as well.
Yeah,
Right?
that's going to be super classic. I mean, it's classic Brian on the
Yeah.
final day of the Titanathon, naturally.
Yeah,
I'm
no-
excited because I'm going to get to play the Titan Watch. You're going to play them on Tuesday against John with his new goatee, and it's going to be really cool.
Fantastic.
So much stuff going on.
Just
and then,
some
of course,
crazy games.
Friday is Legion Day. We're going to do Legion and some other hobbing stuff. So
Yeah, I'm playing the Republic and you're playing the droids.
Yeah.
Right? So
I'm super excited
I've
for
got
that.
Obi-Wan. And you've got what? Grievous?
Either Dooku or Grievous.
You haven't decided yet?
I haven't decided. I'm, as of yet, undecided.
What do you
Ooh,
think?
Dooku's a monster, actually.
I've been told Dooku's harder to play.
He is, but can be a real monster.
Yeah,
We'll have to see. Find out.
sounds amazing.
Chad, if you have any opinions.
I kind of want to play Grievous just because I want to chop you up.
Yeah, Grievous is cool too.
He's cool.
I just want to chop you.
And he is a droid.
That's also very classic. Then you can do the General Kenobi thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
We
I
should
feel like
get
it has
some
to be that.
sound
I feel like that
files in
decides
there.
it.
Yeah. It's got to be Grievous.
It's got to be Grievous.
Yeah.
And you got to work on your impression of
for
Grievous.
That's not easy to do.
That's why I said work on it.
Sure. Yeah, practice it. Jeez.
All right, okay. All right.
Well, again, thank you so much for joining us for this Titanathon. If you haven't already, please consider joining Titans Premium. Starting tomorrow, we're going to have the other 2 tiers.
Yep.
So if you're already a member, you could consider upgrading if you'd like to support us more or get access to those extra benefits. And if you don't know about that or don't remember what we told you about, of course, we're going to be telling you more about it tomorrow and every other day. And we'll be checking in with our stretch goals tomorrow and on the other days as well. So a lot to look forward to then. So we hope to catch you next time
On the tabletop.
Bye.